Lander comes away with the rebound. Bringing it down the court for the Tigers is Kendall McFadden. Darian Bell has it now on top of the arc. Moves, stops. Over to McFadden in the right-hand corner. McFadden moves it out a little bit. Stops just outside the arc. Underneath, turnaround jump shot. No, not good by Anderson. Powell gets the rebound, leading 22-11. We're almost halfway through the first period of play. Underneath the basket, Maddie, shot is up, off, not good. Rebound, shot is up, and we have a foul on Lander, and it goes against Hayden Goggles. Yeah, it looked like Powell had the ball inside the paint there for about 20 seconds, but the foul is called against Lander, and now into the one and bonus. The Powell Panthers, Caitlin Floy at the line where she's 2 for 2. Well, she misses that one. She's 2 for 3. Coming in for Lander now is Brianna Lincoln, and coming out is Kendall McFadden. And we have a couple of changes for Powell we'll get to here in a minute. The second free throw coming up by Floy. 7 fouls against Lander, 2 against Powell. And the next shot is up and good. And coming in, Sage Kidd, one of the starters, is back in along with Coy Erickson.
And we welcome everyone on 93.1 KFCW. We apologize for our technical difficulties. Getting up here and getting the camera to work was a hassle more than usual. You haven't missed the best Lander game. It is 23-11 with 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter, as Lander already has 12 turnovers compared to Powell's 6. And if you did not miss the beginning of our stream, then you already know this, but Layla Norris is not here, as that was a nice three-pointer there made by Sandra St. Clair on the left side, far side of the key. But yes, no Layla Norris. She is out with a season-ending injury. We will have more on that later. And no Megan Winfield. She is at a family funeral. Our prayers and thoughts are with her and her family. And so there was a little bit of a different starting lineup. We will try and give that back to you at halftime. I know it's a little pointless, but nice steal there by Darian Bell. And we'll get back into the action here, and we will go with the beginning of our pregame show right near the halftime beginning. And now Sandra St. Clair almost takes another three, but she instead gives it up to Adeline Anderson, who travels, took a big jump, and thought she could pass it over the Powell Lady Panther, but she could not, and just landed with it.
Well, Anderson is currently the tallest player out on the floor for either team. She's being rivaled by Addie Thornton of the Powell Panthers. So we got a couple of tall players out there.
And one of Lander's tallest players, Aislinn Donahue, went out with an injury a little bit earlier. I do not see her back out there yet. We'll see if she comes back in. Powell now doing a little give and go, pass around, back out to the far side of the key, and that was number 6 there. And that was by Erickson.
Number 5,
Coy Erickson. 5 and 6 look very similar up here, but we're going to get back to the basics here, ladies and gentlemen. And now it looks like Hayden Goggles just throws the ball away. She was looking for a nice open Darian Bell, but Darian moved inside before she could do that. And Kendall McFadden now coming back in. Kendall hit a huge 3 to begin this game, and so far has not done much else.
Zoe Mulholland is also out for the Lander Tigers. She's got a big boot on her right leg.
Yeah, that's not good. Lander playing very, very injured here in Powell. Remember, Powell beat them at the very beginning of the season, just 2 games in, I believe, and they're looking for revenge. Right now it's not coming. They are down by 12. Darian Bell doing a nice job keeping on Wacy Harvey, who passes it back out to Sage Kidd, who goes inside and tries to put up a layup, blocked by Adeline Anderson, but that block turns into a foul.
First foul on Anderson. That is the 8th team foul against Lander. Only 2 fouls have been called against the homestanding Powell Panthers.
And that's not a dig at the ref. That's just a dig at how poorly Lander's playing right now under the basket with their fouls, as she misses her first free throw, does Sage Kidd, a 50% shooter on the year, which is one of their best shooters, actually. The only player shooting better than her is Abby Wambeke, who hasn't even made more than 6.
Anderson comes out, going in for the Tigers, Lily Hamilton.
Hamilton, a nice body underneath the basket there to try and play some stronger defense. She makes the second free throw, and now look at Lily Hamilton all alone underneath the basket, and she fakes out the Powell defender, puts up the shot, and it's good. Nice little layup there, a little cherry picking, never hurt anybody. And now Powell going to try and come back down the court as that is Maddie Campbell. She passes it off over to Sage Kidd at the top of the key, and now Coy Erickson is passing it back over to, and now they find a nice little inside move there to Sage Kidd, who was just going up against a smaller Lander player. Lander really trying to get this deficit down to within single digits. They're down by 13, and now a three ball up in the air, no good. That was by Sandra St. Clair, and it's rebounded by Powell. Now Maddie Campbell, and she finds a nice inside pass, super easy to Addie Thorington. Just too tall, just reached over everybody, and now she tips the ball on the inbound pass, and that's going to lead to a penalty on Powell for a push. And
31-16.
This is nice when it's not all up in we have a full bleacher set here as compared to our last time up here.
Yeah, exactly. There's no other game going on, so the south end bleachers are fully extended onto the other court.
Lander inbounds the pass to Sandra St. Clair. St. Clair dribbles it over the timeline. She finds a way into the left side of the key, and she passes it inside to Lily Hamilton, who gives it out back to Darian Bell for three. That was Darian. No, that was Brianna Lincoln. And Lincoln brings this to a 31-19 deficit, and Powell steps out of bounds. Yes. She did step out of bounds, or was that a penalty? They're going to call a push. And that was on Kendall McFadden.
That's her second personal foul.
That is not good for them. Kendall McFadden doing a little bit better here. They take Sandra St. Clair out, put Hayden Goggles in. Goggles, one of their best three-point shooters at 40% on the season. That actually is their best three-point shooter. And here we have Powell at the free throw line. First one is up and no good. But the rebound is good. Easy just jumped over Lander there. Lander does not have the size advantage in this game, and now Brianna Lincoln pushing it down onto the top of the key. She's directing traffic, trying to get someone inside, and the ball is tipped by Powell on the pass.
Just 46 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Thank you, yes. I'm still trying to get my bearings here as we've got just a little bit late here. Darian Bell now with the top of the key at the looking for a three-pointer, and she almost travels. But she gives it back out to Kendall McFadden, who almost has it stolen here. Now she picks up her dribble, gives it back out to Hayden Goggles, who bobbles the ball there, and she's trying to find a pick and roll, almost gets it, but Brianna Lincoln just not big enough, and now she throws the ball away. Too tall for Lily Hamilton. That is their 15th turnover before the end of the second quarter.
Lander only averages 23 turnovers a game, and they already have 15.
That's definitely over half. And I love the Powell coach's outfit there. The jacket she's got on. That's pretty cool.
A long jacket.
And now Powell's Coy Erickson just goes in really easy on the baseline, but misses the layup. Looks like it could have been partially blocked. Rebounded by Lander either way. This is their chance here with 5 seconds left to go. Hayden Goggles going to put up a three from the top of the key, and it's back off the top of the iron. And no good, and now that was how we will end the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break, tally up some points, and we'll bring you a quick recap of what you missed in the first quarter. And we will be right back here on 93.1 KFCW, and we're streaming on WYO Today's YouTube page.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help, in Lander and Riverton.
Ernie Over and Sean O'Brien back with you at the Central Wyoming College Halftime Show. Call, excuse me, go online to cwc.edu to see their wide range of programming, including bachelor's degree programs where you can learn at home and get your Bachelor of Applied Science degree without leaving home. Looking at our scoring summary right now, for Lander Valley, first our high scorer is Darian Bell. She's had 2 threes. Also with 3s, Sandra St. Clair had 1. Kendall McFadden had 1. With 2 points in the game, Lily Hamilton, Adeline Anderson, and Brianna Lincoln. And I should say Brianna also had 1 tray in the game. So Lander hitting from outside the arc today. For the Powell Lady Panthers, they are led in scoring by Addie Thorington with 7 points. And then we go all the way down to Sage Kidd for 5. Caitlin Floyd has 5. Megan Jacobson has 4 points. Wacy Harvey has 4 points. Boy Erickson has 3 points. And with 2 points is Maddie Campbell. The Tigers were outscored in the first period by 4 points. It was 13-9, but in that second period of play, the Powell Panthers doubled up the Tigers, outscoring them 20-10 in that period. As Sean said just before the break, the Lander Tigers, the Lady Tigers, have 15 turnovers, and the Powell Lady Panthers have 7. Personal fouls for the Tigers. Kendall McFadden has 2. Darian Bell with 1. Lily Hamilton with 2. And 1 each by Kiara Friday, Hayden Goggles, and Adeline Anderson. And the team had 1 technical foul for a problem with a wrong number in the scorebook. The Powell Panthers had 7 turnovers, and they only had 4 fouls in that first half of play. Addie Thorington, Maddie Campbell, Lauren Bennett, and Jacob Jacobson each had 1 foul. So the Tigers, Lady Tigers, just watching a performance here by the Powell Valley Cloggers in their black and white uniforms with orange headbands. They put out a special mat here on the floor of Powell High School Gymnasium to protect the surface from the cloggers. That was probably a pretty smart thing to do, Sean.
Probably, especially with a stadium this gorgeous in here. And we've been to a lot of stadiums this year, including this one earlier this year. This is one of the prettier ones and one of the more fun ones to be at. You can definitely hear A lot of loud screaming echo through the top here. It's almost as loud as that dome out in Mountain View. That was definitely one of the better ones. So as we said earlier, and this will be the last time we say it, we had some technical difficulties. So that first quarter that we missed some starting lineups here. And if you could hear us when we were giving our starting lineups, you got some great ears. But we just want to make sure we go back here. And this will probably be what they start with at the beginning as well. Lander started with Kendall McFadden, Darian Bell, Aislinn Donahue, who is now hurt, Lily Hamilton, and Kiera Friday. Meanwhile, Powell started with Wasey Harvey, not Lacey, Wasey Harvey, Addie Thorington, Maddie Campbell, Sage Kidd, and Megan Jacobson. And your Sutherland starting lineup's a little late here, but either way, want to make sure we get them out to you. And Ernie, from what we saw, I mean, we've been here for the whole game. Lander has had some extremely sloppy passing, as usual, on their inbound passes, which means that the 2 or 3 girls that are waiting for the ball to get down court never have a chance to play defense because the inbound pass gets stolen, and they're in a run to try and get back down the court. So that's got to be something they got to clean up here.
Yeah, and the Powell Panthers are doing very good backcourt defense as well. They're trapping the Tigers. When they do manage to get the ball inbounds, they're having trouble getting it across the timeline because Powell's double teaming them, and the Tigers have had a lot of really bad passes trying to get out of that situation, and that's why they have 15 turnovers at halftime. Yeah,
it's not pretty right now for Lander. Not saying they can't do it. We've seen comebacks before, but 14 points at halftime, you know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but with the way that Lander's playing, they're lucky it's not 25 points right now.
Yeah, they're very, very lucky, and we're approaching the near the end of the halftime show here, and the Tigers are getting ready to come out as soon as they finish sweeping the floor, and then the Powell Lady Panthers will come out as well. This is one of the better crowds we've seen this year here in our basketball journey up to this point.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, a lot of Lander fans made the trek up here. If you want to call it a trek, it was definitely one of the better drives we had all year because, you know, once you get past Thermopolis, there's no snow to be had. So nice drive up here, and Lander's got a game in Lovell tomorrow. We'll get more into that later, but we will be at that game, and I would imagine that most of these parents that made the trip up here will probably stay here and travel 30 minutes north like us tomorrow.
Yeah, Bill and Sue Homek were here. They said hello to me earlier. I haven't seen Bill in many, many years. I remembered that face, but the name just kind of escaped me there for a while. We're at halftime. We've got a score of 33 for Powell and 19 for the Lander Valley Tigers. And Lander is back out on the floor, and Powell is just emerging from their locker room with about 60 seconds to go here. Again, Darian Bell, the leading Tiger scorer. She had 2 trays for a total of 6 points. Addie Thorington had 3 field goals and 1 of 2 from the line for 7 points. She's the leading scorer for the Powell Panthers.
And that'll do it for our Central Wyoming College halftime show. Remember, for more information on their 4-year bachelor's degree and the way that you can get that degree at home without ever stepping foot outside of your house, go to cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College, make your way out here. And I know I say it every time, but I do love going to some CWC basketball games. They get super duper hype. And next week, Ernie, their CWC volleyball camp returns as the 7th ranked in the nation volleyball team. It can help teach your kids some volleyball basics, or if they're a little older, get them into some more experienced volleyball playing. Maybe they can get into that high school volleyball level and already have a nice array of weapons.
Yeah, 2 years ago, the Lady Rustlers were 9th in the country at the national tournament. We thought that was super, having a top 10 performance.
Yeah.
And this year they improved. They finished in 7th place at the national tournament. So Coach Darshea Gillard is having a great success with the volleyball program at CWC, and that volleyball camp that she and her players sponsor is really a good one.
Yeah, Mr. Barlow really hit it out of the park with that hire, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, really. So the Tigers come into this game in last place in the South Division of Class 3A, the South Quadrant, behind Mountain View, Pinedale, and Lyman. Powell is number 1 in the North Quadrant in front of Lovell, Worland, and Thermopolis, and Sean, we'll see the Lovell Bulldogs, the number 2 team, tomorrow afternoon over in Lovell.
Yes, we will, and I think we saw Lovell a little bit in Douglas, did we not?
Yes, we did.
So we know a little bit about what the Lovell boys looks like, have not seen the Lovell girls, and I'm just excited more or less to be up north. This is where my wife and I came for our honeymoon. We love Montana. We're very close to Montana tomorrow. Maybe we should take a little journey up there.
Yeah, that's right. We're not that far. Lovell just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Bridger, Montana.
Yep.
And we'll see the Bridger. What are they? Are they the no Belfry? I'm sorry, the Belfry Bats.
Oh, okay.
Are the high school team just across the border, north of Lovell.
It's a fun team name. And if you're just now joining us on 93.1 KFCW, the Lander Lady Tigers wearing their all-green uniforms with black letters outlined in white makes it a little difficult to see from up high here, as the Powell Lady Panthers in their white uniforms with orange numbers, orange trim. It's a little bit easier for us. And it looks like Coach Melinda Cox talking to her starters here. There's 6 girls in that huddle, though, so don't know if they're all going to be starting, obviously. And she's trying to figure out if they can stop this Powell defense from turning the ball, making them turn the ball over anymore this first half or the second half.
It was interesting to note that the Lander coaching staff had discussions with 2 different officials during the warm-up here while we're getting ready for the second half to start. It looked like they were all friendly discussions too. People were laughing and joking, and there wasn't any gestures, but I'm not sure why we have a hold-up here.
We do have a hold-up, and I think they're looking at the score sheet still. I know they were.
Oh, wait a minute.
They were double mopping the floor.
The cloggers left a bunch of residue in the middle of the floor.
Oh,
they put that protective.
That didn't help very much,
down,
did it?
It did not. And so they are spreading out some wet towels now, and they've got kind of a dragging device out there, and they're going to try to clean. You can actually see the stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
It looks like a powdery substance out there, and they are getting their little repair kit ready to go, as you can see if you're watching on WYO Today YouTube. And that was the pause that the officials had indicated.
Yeah, if you're watching on our WYO Today YouTube stream, and why aren't you? Unless you're in your car driving somewhere, you can get this for free on YouTube. I am showing what they're trying to clean up here, and it almost looks like they're doing something for like a baseball field where they drag the dirt around, make sure that it's all even. But instead, it's a bunch of wet towels, and they're using a big, what looks like maybe a curtain rod or something, with some strings attached to wipe down this floor. And you're right, they brought out that sheet so that the Irish dancers out here wouldn't mess up the floor, and in turn they messed it up more than they probably thought.
Yeah, that apparently hadn't cleaned that thing for a while because it left a lot of residue out here on the floor. I still see it.
They're going to have to go over this a couple times, I feel like.
Yeah, and they're getting close to getting the first swath done. They're going to have another couple of runs at it here. As, well, he didn't do a very good job lining that one up. He redid what he just did.
I think they're going to try and do this again. I think maybe the ref's going to double check here. And it looks like we got a whistle. We're going to keep playing. Refs scraping their feet against the floor, making sure, and we got a game here, folks.
Well, let's see. No, we don't. The athletic director is out here. They missed an entire swath on the floor, and they've sent the teams away, and now they're doing it again. I can see it from right here.
Yeah, you can see it. Well, the light that bounces off the floor is a little bit more beneficial for us. Maybe it's harder to see down there.
Okay, it looks like they might have gotten it.
I mean, for good measure, might as well just go across the whole floor.
Yeah, really.
If at this point now we're going to have kind of a different texture for the middle part of the floor. It was a fun halftime show, though. Totally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we have an inbound pass here to Darian Bell. Bell going to give it out to Kendall McFadden on the far side. If you're listening on the radio, Landers going right to left on your dial, and immediately a turnover stolen by Powell. And Powell now with Maddie Campbell. She's going to pass it inside to Megan Jacobson, back out to Campbell, and now back into Jacobson, who goes inside, and she's blocked Looked like she was blocked by Lily Hamilton, and now Kiera Friday all alone on the other side of the court, and she lays it in and one.
Yeah, Kiera, that was a great drive off the block on the other end, and the personal foul. I couldn't catch the number there. She was so fast. Let's see when they put it up on the scoreboard. It was against
number 2, Wacy
Harvey, her first.
And Kiera Friday's shot is in and good. Good old-fashioned three-point play to start off the game, and now Powell pushing it down the court with Wacy Harvey. She picks up her dribble, gives it inside to Addie Thorington, and Addie Thorington looks like she was fouled trying to turn around and back up.
Yeah, I think Lily Hamilton got her.
These refs are a little bit whistle happy. Not saying that they're bad calls, but we've had a lot of penalties that has dragged this first half on, and now the second half already starting with 2 penalties.
Third foul on Kiera Friday.
Megan Jacobson inbound pass it. Nice give and go there to Mackenzie Fields, it looked like. Is that 21, 23? Yep, 21. That's Sage Kidd. Got the nice inbound pass from Addie Thorington. That was a well-designed play, and it worked to perfection. She just didn't get the ball in, but she did get fouled.
Sandra St. Clair picks up her first foul.
So now Sage Kidd looking to make it a 12-point lead, and she does. She's got kind of a funky-looking free throw shot. She puts her back left foot about a foot behind her front right foot, and almost like she pushes off to try and get some power here. She's going to go for her second shot, and that one is good. 35-22, 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this third quarter, and easy. And that's what we were talking about earlier. The inbound pass is getting tipped way too easily for Lander. You could blame it on their size, but none of the Lander girls are moving around trying to make themselves open. They're just hoping that you can pass it over the Lady Panthers. And there's a nice inbound pass to Sandra St. Clair, who again throws it away, but picked up by Adeline Anderson, who hands it off rather easily here to Darian Bell, gives it over to Kendall McFadden, who runs to the top of the key, gives it back to St. Clair. St. Clair looking to fake a three. She does. Now she passes it back to McFadden at the top of the key. Adeline Anderson has a height advantage inside, but she can't get open. Now Lily Hamilton has the ball. Now back to Bell. Bell at the top of the key, trying to dribble around a pick and roll, and she can't get it. She passes it over to Kendall McFadden, whose inside pass to Adeline Anderson was knocked out of bounds by Powell.
Yeah, fortunately, Powell got the last hand on that, so the Lander Tigers keep the ball.
They're trying to get inside, and it's not working. But right now, inbound pass straight to Adeline Anderson, who puts up the shot, and that is in and out. That's been Adeline Anderson's M.O. She's got a lot of good looks. They just happen to fall right in and out. And now it's going to be Powell on the offensive here, as Wacy Harvey on the right side, near side, passes it inside, and it's stolen by Lander. Bad pass was bobbled inside, and Lander came away with it. McFadden now taking it over the timeline, passing it to Bell, who's going to try and dribble it around the key. And she's directing traffic here, making Adeline go outside, and she gives it to Sandra St. Clair on the far side of the key, and now she gives it to Lily Hamilton in the corner. Lily dribbling back out to the top of the key, picks up her dribble. She is just being harassed by Sage Kidd. Ends up getting it out to Adeline Anderson, the center, who's on the outside of the key. Now back out to Hamilton. St. Clair just passing it around the key here. Bell now with the ball.
Tigers have not taken a couple of open shots here.
Definitely. Darian Bell, and now she almost loses it. Kendall McFadden does, but she picks it up before going out of bounds. McFadden colored her hair a little bit. It's darker than it was last time we saw her, and now almost a steal, but Sandra St. Clair gets the open three, and she picks up the dribble instead. They've had this ball for about a minute and a half, and now Adeline Anderson on the inside going to put up a shot, and it's good.
Nice patience by Adeline.
Definitely. Patience, the key word right there. And now Wacy Harvey immediately going inside. She picks it up, passes it out to Addie Thorington for three. No good, and rebounded by Sage Kidd. But they're going to call that a held ball, and that's going to be Powell ball now. And Hayden Goggles coming in for Lily Hamilton, who is definitely tired. You can see how red she is in the cheeks there.
Yeah, that's bright red. Looks like a stop sign now.
So now Powell going to inbound the ball underneath their own basket. I should say under Lander's basket. They're going to pass it and get an open look inside, but quickly covered up by Lander. Almost got the 5-second penalty, but they do get it inside. And now Maddie Campbell with the ball at the top of the key. Hands it over to Wacy Harvey on the near side. She's trying to dribble around Darian Bell. Passes the ball outside. Bad pass, but picks it up. And now a quick inside look there to Sage Kidd, who passes it or shoots it up and off the backboard, and it's good.
9 points in the game now for Kidd.
And now this full court pressure kind of blowing up in Powell's face as Hayden Goggles gets the ball, almost goes inside, takes it back out, and she's trapped on the borderline, and she just throws it away. And this is going to be the easiest layup of Sage Kidd's life, and she will make it. It's good. 39-24, just under 5 minutes to go in the third on our Wild Today scoreboard. And now Darian Bell is trapped on the half-court line, but she gets it out to Kendall McFadden. And now Adeline Anderson all alone on her own. That's the easiest layup you'll ever see.
Yeah, that was a good one. Anderson, 2 baskets in a row here now. 39-26, 4.5 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, she needs to heat up if they want to get anywhere closer to this deficit going away. And it's going to be Addie Thornton on the top of the key. Passes it over to a wide-open Megan Jacobson, who gives it out to Sage Kidd. Now back out to the top of the key is Maddie Campbell. And they're just going around the key here. Powell moving left to right on your radio dial, and now they're going to pass it around to the far side of the key to Jacobson again. Jacobson fakes a little bit of a three there, dribbles around, almost travels. And now an inside pass, easy to Sage Kidd. She dribbles around Hayden Goggles but misses the layup, and rebounded by Goggles. Now Lander with the numbers opportunity, but they're going to hold on to it on the outside of the key. McFadden over to Sandra St. Clair for 3. No good. And rebounded by Lander after it bounced over their head, and St. Clair up again. Short 2, no good. Rebounded by Powell this time.
Well, the Tigers had a couple of shots that time, couldn't make them drop.
Yep, and now Maddie Campbell looking inside. She passes across the court to Sage Kidd. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Wacy Harvey. And Wacy Harvey with a little sky hook shot of her own. She is fouled on the way there. And that'll be number 2 on Lander. And that'll be number 3, I believe, on Kendall McFadden.
Yeah, number 3. See how fast she gives those signals?
Yeah, you need to watch her while I'm looking at the camera. So Wacy Harvey up for another free throw here. Harvey in and out. She is a 34% free throw shooter on the season. And now we got some changes coming in. Sandra St. Clair coming out. Hamilton coming back in. And Sage Kidd coming out for Powell. And Caitlin Floyd coming in. Harvey for her second free throw here. 39-26, 3:25 to go. And that one is nothing but net. So now a 14-point lead. And Harvey is going to be immediately replaced by Alexa Richardson. I believe this is the first time we've seen her number called.
Yes, it is.
Adeline Anderson going to inbound the pass to full court press into McFadden. McFadden going to dribble it, try and get it across the timeline, and she does. And now a pick and roll by Bell. Sets open to Lily Hamilton, open 2, but she passes it up. Now Bell for 3. That's good.
Yeah, Darian Bell with her third 3 of the game, and it's 40-29, 11-point lead, 3 minutes left in the third.
With no Layla Norris, Bell really needs to step up, take some points here, and there's going to be a timeout by Powell. We will take it with them. Again, your score, 40-29, 3 minutes to go exactly in the third quarter. You're listening on 93.1 and watching on WYO Today's YouTube page.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
Heinz General Store has been the grocery store of choice for the Fort Washakie area since 1945. For this week's special, see their website at heinzgeneralstore.net. And for convenient shopping this winter, click on Heinz Online, download the app, and shop in the comfort of home. Schedule a convenient pickup time, and the team at Heinz General Store will do the rest. Heinz General Store is a proud sponsor of Wyoming Indian basketball. Let's go, Chiefs!
Welcome back to Powell as we are in the midst of an 11-point deficit in the middle of this third quarter, as Powell Lady Panthers coming into this game at 7-6 with a 3-0 conference record, looking to make that 4-0. And Lander Valley looking to get that first conference win of the season. They've had a couple close ones, but it has not been their season. And now with a bunch of injuries to some key starters, they're really trying to find points where they can get them. Now Powell coming in here. Inbound pass here to Maddie Campbell at the top of the key, who passes it out to, looks like number 22, Cammie Jensen. First time I've called her number. And now Jensen back out to the top of the key, passes it out to Alexa Richardson. Richardson trying to get inside, gets blocked up by Goggles, but she finds a nice open Lady Panther who misses the easy layup there, and that was Cammie Jensen. Looks like she hit a big body on the way there. No foul, though. ends up throwing it out of bounds. Ernie, can you take over for 1 second?
You betcha. 2:38 to go here in the third period of play. The Lander Valley Tigers have it into Anderson. Anderson bounce pass over to Kendall McFadden. She brings it across the timeline, avoids the trap, stops at the free throw line, whistle, and a foul is called on the Powell Panthers, reaching in to try to get that ball away from McFadden. Boy, this official, I tell you what, flashes up the sign so fast, can hardly see it. But the scoreboard tells me it's Alexa Richardson. Lander has it out under the Powell basket. There's the inbounds pass to Anderson, and she loses it. Now the 19th turnover, and the ball's on the ground, recovered by the Tigers. With it is Darian Bell, and she throws it away. Picked up by Addie Thornton. Shots up, no, not good. Another real short shot missed. And we have a foul on Powell under the basket on Cammie Jensen.
And Cammie Jensen was the one that was putting up the shot, missed it short, and tried to do a little over the back there of Darian Bell, and she got called for it. Now Anderson with the inbound pass. And Darian Bell and Lily Hamilton have a 2-on-1, but they're going to hold on to it. Bell now passes it back out to Kendall at the top of the key, over to Goggles for three. Air ball, nothing but air. Rebounded by Powell, and now they have the numbers. But she throws it a little bit too hard, and it was a little bit too long. And so Caitlin Floyd has to hold on to it, turn around, put up the jumper, but was fouled on the way there by number 22, Sandra St. Clair.
Yep.
Who I don't even see on the court, so I don't believe that's right.
I think it was against.
It was Kendall McFadden.
Yeah, it was number 2. McFadden,
they put up the wrong number there. But now Powell throws it inside. Nice, easy look there by Alexa Richardson for the pass inside to Caitlin Floyd, and she is fouled on that shot, and that's going to go to put her on the line for 2.
And that was Lily Hamilton picking up foul number 3. So Floyd goes to the free throw line. She is 3 of 4 in the game today.
And she's going to go up for this first shot here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for our camera, our Wild Today audience here. First shot up off the front of the iron. Ernie, I've said it before, this is a gorgeous stadium, and we didn't get to see it with these bleachers up over here on the left. Last time we were here, there was JV games on the other side, and we're glad they're not there because we were hearing whistles over there that we thought were over here as the second shot goes up and no good, but rebounded by Powell. And that was rebounded by Sage Kidd, who's back in the game, and a nice block by Adeline Anderson as Alexa Richardson went up for the 5-footer and just couldn't connect over Adeline.
Yeah, she was right there, had her hands up, blocked it out of bounds.
Perfect way. Now Richardson with the long pass from underneath the basket inside to Sage Kidd. Now they're going to give it back out to Richardson at the top of the key, looking for a pick and roll but doesn't find it. Gives it over to Cammie Jensen on the far side, who finds a nice give and go inside. And looks like a foul there against Coy Erickson on her way inside. Or should I say a foul on Adeline Anderson, but she was fouling Coy. And Coy Erickson, they're going to call that a shooting foul.
Adeline Anderson gets it, the foul for Lander. That's her second.
So now Coy going to the line here. Try and make it a 12-point game, and she does. 41-29, 1:22 to go in the third quarter on our Wild Today scoreboard. Lander with 6 fouls, 1 more, and it's going to be 1-and-1s for the rest of this half. The home team with only 3 team fouls at the moment, as Coy with her second shot. And it's good, nothing but net both times. She practices her free throws like you're supposed to. Anderson gets the inbound pass stolen. That's just the 3rd or 4th time this quarter alone that's happened, and it looks like she stepped out of bounds. So now a turnover on Powell. Or did they call a timeout? They called a timeout before she could turn it over. Timeout Powell, 42-29, 1:19 to go in this third quarter.
Do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Powell, as you can hear the Powell chants in the background. Lander did bring a good amount of fans, but not enough to out loud this stadium here. Inbound pass for Powell, good inside to Cami Jensen, who takes it to the top of the key and hands it off to Alexa Richardson. Richardson picks up her dribble, passes it inside. Another nice inside pass to Cami Jensen, who has to pass it off. And now that's the third shooting foul in a row. Lander has not been able to get on offense. This time Coy Erickson again going up, and that was a foul on Hayden Goggles.
Her second.
So, Ernie, the last 3 possessions here has been Powell, shooting foul, goes to the line, misses 2 free throws. Rebounded, and then another shooting foul as Coy Erickson puts up the first shot, no good. And that second possession after they rebounded led to another shooting foul, which led to 2 free throws, good. Lander couldn't inbound the pass, they got it stolen, and now it leads to a third set of 2 shooting free throws here. And the second set, no good by Coy Erickson, but again, rebounded by Powell, and they put it up and easy in there for number 33, Caitlin Floy. And now Kendall McFadden stepped over the line on the inbound pass, so just another turnover, and it's going to stay on this side of the court.
21 turnovers.
That is outrageous. Not even the fourth quarter yet. 60 seconds to go until the fourth quarter. And Lily Hamilton coming in for Adeline Anderson. Kendall McFadden still kicking herself over there for stepping over the line. I haven't had to move this camera from Powell's side of the court for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Inbound pass almost stolen by Lander, but they get it back. Sage Kidd does. She passes it over to Cami Jensen, who gives it up to Alexa Richardson on the right side, near side. She pushes off of Hayden Goggles and passes it back out to the top of the key, now around the key. They're looking for a little give and go, but Lander playing somewhat good defense on the inside, keeping them to the outside here. And now, Sage Kidd at the top of the key passes it over to Alexa Richardson, trying to dribble around Goggles, and she does, and she gets the easy layup, and it goes in. And now Lander does get the inbound pass in, and McFadden going to dribble it up towards the timeline, and she gets it over half court. First time they've been able to say they've done that in probably about five minutes here. Hayden Goggles with a quick 3 off the front of the iron, rebounded there by Sandra St. Clair. Now Darian Bell, she wanted to take a 3. She tries to dribble inside, doesn't get it, out to Hamilton, back out to Claire. Claire now cross-court pass, terrible pass. Almost went out of bounds, but stolen by Powell. And now with a little push, Sandra St. Clair gets the Powell team on the sideline for an inbound pass. We have not seen any offense out of Lander in this third quarter.
Lander's playing man-for-man defense on the defensive side of the floor. Powell is still in that zone defense.
And that zone defense has worked well against Lander for most of the season. They've gotten around it for the most part against some other teams, but this team is much bigger and better. And a quick shot, nice attempt there by Sage Kidd with less than a second left. She almost got it in, but it rolls off the top. So at the end of the third quarter, it is 46-29. All Powell Lady Panthers here. 8 minutes to go in this game. We'll be back on 93.1 KFCW, and we're streaming on WYO Today's YouTube page.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to the Powell Panthers Stadium here. Up north in the top of the, I don't know what mountain ranges are around here, but we passed a lot of pretty ones, I'll tell you that much. I'm still learning my mountains out here. Coming from Kansas, I'm just happy to see them.
Yeah, we've got the Absarokas over on the west side. We've got the Bighorns on the east side, and the Pryor Mountains up north of us here.
And now a quick inside pass, just bad pass there by Darian Bell. Couldn't get it inside. And now a quick, easy 2 there by Addie Thorington. And it is almost a 20-point lead. It is 48-29. Bell now with the ball, almost travels and passes it out, gets it to Kendall McFadden at the top of the key, over to Kiera Friday, who's trying to dribble between her legs, gets it back out to Bell, passes it over to Sandra St. Clair. Nope, Bell inside and no good. And actually that's Brianna Lincoln, I apologize. But Adeline Anderson fouled on the rebound put up, and she's going to go to the line for 2.
And I caught that one. Sage Kidd getting the foul for Powell, and that's her first personal foul. Adeline Anderson at the free throw line, her first attempt from the charity stripe.
First one is up and nothing but net.
48-30, 18-point lead by the Lady Panthers.
I want to give a big shout out to, after this, Adeline Anderson, up and good. Last time we were here, we had a new broadcast crew for Thermopolis, and now they're on their own calling a game. If you're watching later, congrats, Kevin and Travis. You're doing a great job. And now Powell, almost stolen by Kendall McFadden, but they have it at the top of the key. They're going to give it out to Megan Jacobson. Back out to Maddie Campbell. Campbell now trying to dribble around McFadden. Can't do it. Passes it back out to Wacy Harvey. Wacy Harvey going inbound. That's a travel. Oh, but they're going to call a foul before the travel on 24. That is Kiera Friday. That's her 4th. No bueno there. And now she's probably going to be subbed in here by whoever I just saw go into the table there. Sandra St. Clair looking to replace Kiera Friday, and she does. Before Wacy Harvey shoots her first free throws of this 4th quarter.
She's 1 for 2 in the game from the free throw line.
And 34% on the season. She's the one with a little bit of a funky shot, and first one goes up, rolls around, no good. Nice rebound by Adeline Anderson. They could push this if they wanted to. Brianna Lincoln going to try that, and then she oh, nope, nice blocking foul there. She went in between 3 Powell Lady Panthers and tried to put up the shot, but was blocked there by 44, Megan Jacobson. That's her first.
Yep.
And that's their 5th team foul. Lander at 8, meaning 1-and-1s for the rest of this game. Lincoln, first shot up, way short. Barely hit the front of the iron. And Lander doesn't look like they want to rebound this, whether it's they want to get this inside and try and get the steal if it's in. Brianna Lincoln's second shot up and no good. Rebounded by Powell. That was their opportunity to get some points, and they came away with none. Powell now adding Thorington, going all the way coast to coast, trying to put it up. No good. It looked like it was partially blocked. Rebounded by Jacobson, puts up a crazy sky hook. I don't know if she could see where the ball was, or where the basket was. And they're going to call that out on Lander.
Yeah, she missed the backboard by about 4 feet.
I mean, unless that was partially blocked by Lander, but we had a good look up here. I didn't see it touched at all. They're going to get the ball anyway, inbounded to Sage Kidd, who passes it out to Jacobson at the top of the key. Now Harvey, now over to Campbell. Campbell finds the inside look, back out to Campbell for 3. No good. Rebounded by Lander, and they have numbers, 3-on-1 here, and yet they pull up their dribble again, and Sandra St. Clair for 3, and she airballed it. And Ernie, we talked about this during the break, they have opportunities to push it, and instead they stop and pick up their dribble, and no matter where they're at on either side of the court or the half-court line, it just doesn't work for them.
No, it doesn't, and they need to focus a little bit more, get settled when they get down there.
Yeah, now Addie Thorington finds an inside look to Sage Kidd on the baseline, passes it out, and airball over there by Jacobson, and Sage Kidd gets pushed to the ground, and it'll be Lander's ball.
Yeah, nice rebound that time off of Kidd's foot and out of bounds.
McFadden, now they're facing no full court pressure. They're probably pretty happy about that. 48-31, 6 minutes to go in this final quarter. And now Brianna Lincoln going to pull up a 3, and that's nothing but net from the far side of the key. Out of the corner, but now a long outlet pass inside, and it's blocked by Adeline Anderson and rebounded by Lander. And Brianna Lincoln now trying to find another shot here, but she's going to pick it up, dribble it back around to the top of the key, and let her teammates get settled. Now over to Darian Bell on the corner. Bell finds a nice pick and roll, but she has to pick up her dribble, passes it out to McFadden on the key, and they're going to call a timeout, is Melinda Cox. And so, with 5:31 to go in this 4th quarter, it is 48-34. Powell Panthers. We will be right back on 93.1 KFCW and on Wild Today's YouTube page.
From the field to the court to the pool and beyond. Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
Well, we're 5.5 minutes to go in this game here in Powell. The homestanding Panthers have a 48-34 lead over the Lander Valley Tigers. Lander will have the basketball when play resumes. It's Kendall McFadden taking the ball out of bounds to Lincoln, now to Darian Bell. On the near side, Bell passes it over. Bad pass, intercepted by Powell. Another turnover. Down court for the Panthers. Underneath, layup is up and not good by Thornton. And the Tigers get the rebound, and she is fouled from behind. Powell's going to get this foul. And it is against 33. That is Caitlin Floyd, and that's her first personal foul.
Awesome. Well, hey, now Kendall McFadden getting another chance to face full court pressure. Let's see what they do on this inbound pass. Notice no one really moves themselves open. They're just waiting for a pass, and that is really easy for Powell to pick off like they just did right there, knocking it out of Brianna Lincoln's hands. And now another turnover as Maddie Campbell going to come up across the timeline here. Just about 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. 14-point lead by Powell, securely in hand here. Wacy Harvey on the far side of the key. And now she's going to pass it back out to Addie Thorington, who's going up against Adeline Anderson. Now Megan Jacobson with a big size advantage passes it off to Sage Kidd. And now Wacy Harvey turns the ball over off of a bad bounce pass.
Turnovers, Lander 25, Powell 10.
Yeah, turnover disparity and free throw disparity, a really big issue right now for Lander on not just this game, but heading into this weekend. They need to find a way to stop turning the ball over and get a couple more fouls going their way. Now Darian Bell dribble it all the way down the key. She's looking to push, but she picks it up, goes to the top of the key here, gives it off to Adeline Anderson inside. Nice little move there by Adeline, but she misses the layup. Couldn't get the rebound either. Addie Thorington does, and she dribbles it all the way coast to coast, finds the easy Caitlin Floyd for two. No one guarding her.
9 points in the game now, sorry, John.
Yeah, no, you're good. Now Brianna Lincoln, bad pass. Adeline Anderson wasn't even looking for it. And a missed layup, though, and Brianna Lincoln going to rebound it, and another bad pass by Lincoln. Luckily, this one goes out of bounds on Powell. I don't think Lincoln's being careless. I think she's just trying to get the ball out of her hands before she gets triple teamed, as she is definitely the shortest player on the court right now.
And Powell can see that, and they were on her like
glue.
Bee on honey.
Whatever you want to use, that is exactly what they were. Now she comes out of the game. Hayden Goggles comes in. Now Goggles, Kiara Friday gets the ball, and she passes it off to Sandra St. Clair. And now Darian Bell for three, almost in and out though. Rebounded by Cammie Jensen and almost stolen by Kendall McFadden on the outlet pass. And my bad, that was not Hayden Goggles coming in, that was Kiara Friday. 24 and 34 look a little similar up here.
Just 3:49 to go in the game. A 16-point lead by Powell, 50-34.
Megan Jacobson going to inbound the pass here. Look at how Powell tries to get open. They run around, and that's exactly what Lander needs to do. But they get the ball in here to Maddie Campbell, who dribbles it behind her back, over to Megan Jacobson. And now way out, nice pass to Addie Thorington, who gives it back around the key to Maddie Campbell, who dribbles inside with her left hand, passes it off to Addie Thorington, and that one was good from about 7 feet away. Bad pass by Kendall McFadden, and it's stolen again. And now they have numbers, and that's going to be a foul. Looks like that might be against Adeline Anderson. And that's going to send them to the line for a 1-and-1. And it is on Kendall McFadden, actually.
Yeah, that's her fourth.
Now Maddie Campbell going to go to the line here. Campbell, a 65% free throw shooter on the season. And that one is up and way short off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Lander. Kiera Friday scorching down the court. Passes it off to Sandra St. Clair, who could have taken the shot, didn't. Passes it back to the top of the key to McFadden, over to Bell. Bell on the right side of the key, far side. And she loses the dribble and stolen by Powell again. And it looks like a kickball on Powell. Obviously didn't mean to do that. She was just trying to get the steal. But we're going to have some changes. Brianna Lincoln and Lily Hamilton coming in. Adeline thought she was coming out, and she is. So it's going to be Lily Hamilton, Kiera Friday, Brianna Lincoln, Kendall McFadden, and Darian Bell on the court right now. Definitely a shooting core, 3 or 4 of the smallest players on their team. Darian Bell hands it off to Kiera Friday. Friday to the top of the key, trying to dribble around a pick and roll, doesn't work. Kiera Friday over to Lily Hamilton, and she stops, picks up her dribble, back out to Kendall. Kendall McFadden dribbling it around. She's now setting a screen, but she gives it up. And Darian Bell now has it at the top of the key, and she's trying to get inside. It's not working. They need to do something, Ernie. They can't just be passing it around. And Kendall McFadden almost loses the handle there.
Yeah, Lander needs points.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a travel.
And now Lily Hamilton for a long two, no good. And Hamilton, hard foul on Addie Thorington in the back.
That's her 4th.
Thorington's going to go to the line now.
Well, the Tigers used about 40 seconds that time, Sean, just trying to pass it around, looking. When they get an open shot, they need to take it.
Yeah, at this point, you can't really wait for a better shot. You just take what you can get. As Thorington going to the line now. First one is off the back of the iron, no good.
She's 1 for 3 in the game.
And almost a 47% shooter on the season. So surprising to see her shooting 33%, and right now she gets it back up to 50% tonight. Making it 53-34, 2:27 to go in the game. Lander just trying to go out with at least a couple shots, going well. And Bell picks up her dribble far away from the key, and she's getting swarmed. And it's eventually stolen by Powell. There was just no one there for Lander trying to get the ball, as 23 Mackenzie Fields goes up for the shot, and that is no good. But she's fouled on the shot there. Let me make sure I got the right number here.
Yeah,
that's 33. Caitlin Floyd.
Lincoln
Floyd.
Gets the foul. Her first.
Caitlin Floyd on the season, a 38% shooter, and first one is off the back. No good.
She's 3 for 7 right now.
Going to have some changes in here. Darian Bell coming out for Sandra St. Clair. And Powell going to give in some of their shorter reserve players as they have this one in the bag. Second shot up and good for Caitlin Floyd, and she's going to be replaced now by Lauren Bennett. Bunch of names on the Powell side of the ball right now that haven't seen any game time tonight. They're going to be in here for likely the rest of the game. Kendall McFadden going to inbound it. Finds Brianna Lincoln. Lincoln going to face full court pressure even with 2 minutes to go, down 20 points. Lincoln gets it across the timeline, dribbles around, finds Kendall McFadden, who tries to dribble inside and travels. Yeah, you could see that one. She just ran right into a Powell player and had to pick up her feet.
30 turnovers on Lander.
Yes, not their game right now. And Powell inbounds it here. We're gonna be missing some numbers, it looks like. Alexa Richardson, though, with the ball. Richardson dribbles inside and goes right up against Adeline Anderson. No foul. Passes the ball off before it anyway. And so Powell now with another shot. Lauren Bennett with the ball on the right side of the key near us. Over to Mackenzie Fields. Back over to what looks like a 3, but that's not a number I have.
It's a 5.
Oh, that's Coy Erickson.
Yeah.
I guess we should have known that. We've seen her all night. But definitely the shorter team out here for Powell. They put in the reserves, and a lot of them. This will be the first time all game that Lander has a height advantage as Powell inbounds the ball to Mackenzie Fields. And now a quick, easy shot by Coy Erickson, and she misses the layup, but she's fouled on the way to the basket. And I'm sure Lander is just tired of this clock stopping as they're down 54-34 with 91 seconds to go in the game. And Erickson going to go back to the line again.
Kendall McFadden is fouled out of the game. I have her with 4 fouls, but I thought he said 24.
Yep, they see it up there. 2. Yep, she sees it now. McFadden's going to go out.
So she fouls out of the game with the 1:31 mark and only 3 points.
Lander fans giving her a round of applause. I didn't see them bring anyone else, and they only have 4 players on the court.
Melinda has
She's going to put Bell out there, yeah. I wonder what took them so long. She knew that McFadden had fouled out. Darian Bell now going to come in for these final 90 seconds here.
Well, it's a little ploy to help give your defense a little bit of a rest because you've got 30 seconds to make a sub.
There's definitely some JV players I feel like she could have put in. First shot up for Erickson is good. Makes it a 21-point lead, by far the largest of the game.
She's now 3 of 5 from the free throw line.
It's been a solid double-digit lead for Powell pretty much the entire game. 21 points now, 22-point lead for Powell. And Kiera Friday going to inbound the ball here, still facing full court pressure. And inbound pass was tipped out of bounds by Powell. And now Powell's going to let them have this. I think the coach just wants to get done with this game as well. Darian Bell going to take it across the timeline here. And Bell, I mean, she could just pull up and shoot it. At this point, I don't know what's stopping anyone. Brianna Lincoln now directing traffic. She gets around the pick and roll, picks up the dribble, passes it back out to Sandra St. Clair at the top of the key, who picks up her dribble and then passes it off the foot of Adeline Anderson out of bounds. 1 minute, 12 seconds to go, 56-34 Powell.
25 free throw attempts for the Powell Lady Panthers, 5 for Lander, owing to that sloppy play that Landers had today.
Yeah, and all season, if you really want to be honest, not to be harsh, but they've had some sloppy passing in every game that we've called so far. Alexa Richardson with the ball now, under a minute to go. She's going to pass it off to Coy Erickson, who's going to give it over to Lauren Bennett. Bennett hasn't seen any minutes tonight except for these. She tries to get around Friday, picks up her dribble, gets it around, and a nice inside pass there, but no good on the easy layup by Cammie Jensen. Either way, it's rebounded by Powell, and now Lauren Bennett going to pass. Oh, she didn't touch that last?
Well, I thought she did. They were going to give it to Powell out of bounds.
Okay.
Powell player was the only one over there.
Didn't seem like that. Coy Erickson now with the inbound pass. She gets it inside to Mackenzie Field, passes it over to Cammie Jensen, back over to Bennett. Now Erickson on the right side of the corner of the key. She gets it inside, runs back outside. I'm sure they're just trying to run some clock here. Passes it back out to the top of the key to Alexa Richardson. Trying to dribble, and looks like a foul. Yep, a foul on Brianna Lincoln as she was trying to get inside.
Second foul on Lincoln. And we're in the double bonus. Landers had 10 free throws, fouls. Alexa Richardson is having a chance to score. Put her name in the book here tonight.
Yeah, she only averages 2.1 points a game, and she has missed all 2 of her free throws all season and now all 3 of her free throws all season. See if she can go 25% on the season with this next one. Dribbling the ball, picks it up. And that one is no good. She is 0 for 4 on the season, rebounded by Lauren Bennett of Powell. And that should do it here as Coy Erickson going to pass it over to Cammie Jensen. And Erickson, yeah, she's going to dribble it out. 8 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Erickson loses it out of bounds, picked up, and there's the final buzzer we've all been waiting for. 56-34. Powell wins the game in front of their home fans, makes it 2-0 against the Lady Tigers on the season. And we will be back with our Click It or Ticket post-game show right after this.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
All right, welcome back to Powell, as we will kind of postpone our post-game show and head into our pregame show as we have a special guest here, Lander Valley's Kyson McClung, a senior who was averaging 10.5 points before he broke his arm. Kyson, first off, how's the arm feel?
Good. It's getting a lot better. It's healing pretty fast, so that's good.
That's good. And, you know, we've seen you play kind of an assistant coach to this team since your arm got hurt. This is your second time in Powell since that arm hurt. What's changed about this team since that first time around?
They've gotten a lot better defensively, I think. I think they've adjusted a lot better, and I think they're figuring it out a lot more.
And as far as Powell goes, you guys are 1-1 against them on the season. You lost that first game, but you came back here and you beat them on their home court. This game is kind of for all the marbles as far as the 3-game rivalry against you guys. What's going to be different about this game as compared to the first 2 games against Powell? You guys have seen them a lot now.
I just think we know as a team exactly what we need to do, and we know their personnel really well, and I think they know what they need to go out and do to get the win.
And then as far as Level tomorrow, how much film have you guys watched on Level? What's going to be the game plan heading in there tomorrow?
I'm not sure what the game plan is. Pretty much the same thing as usual. You know, go work hard defensively and try and get out in transition offensively and get good shots.
And then last question, we know Abe's out tonight. Who's got to pick up the slack here in your mind? I know Brendan's already kind of leading the team in scoring, but is it going to be Bartoni? Is it going to be Sixby? Who do you think could step up today?
I think Bartoni will step it up big. I think our whole bench will. Honestly, I think they all know their role and they know what they need to do coming off the bench with energy.
Well, hey, I appreciate you coming up here, man. We really miss watching you on the court. Hopefully your arm can get better before state. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good chance.
Awesome. Well, hey, go get healthy and go help your team out. Good luck tonight, my man.
Perfect. Thank you.
Ernie, one of our favorite players heading into this season, was Kyson McClung. And it really stinks that we can't see him out there. But it is good news. I have talked to his mom. They say that arm could be ready to go by state. They just need to get out of regionals to do so.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go into our post-game show here for the girls. Ernie's got the stats. What do you got, Ernie?
For the Lander Valley Tigers, leading scorer was Darian Bell. She had 3 3-pointers for 9 points. Second was Adeline Anderson. Her points came from 3 field goals, 2 for 2 from the line. She had 8 points. Kendall McFadden fouled out of the game with 1:31 to go in the game. She ended up with 3. Kiara Lincoln had 3. Sandra St. Clair had 3. Kiara Friday had 3. With also 3 was Brianna Lincoln. And then Lily Hamilton had 2. For the victorious Powell Lady Panthers, they had 3 players in double figures. Addie Thorrington with 12, Sage Kidd with 13, Caitlin Floyd with 10, Coy Erickson had 7, 5 points for Wacy Harvey, 3 points for Cammie Jensen, 4 points for Megan Jacobson, and 2 points for Maddie Campbell. So our two high scorers today, Darian Bell with 9 and Adeline Anderson with 8.
And yeah, just not enough there for Lander, especially on the passing. Once again, just sloppy play leads to easy points for the opposing team there. And that'll work so much better. That is much more appreciated. That's Lyman here. Yeah. I got you here. But either way, Powell, we move on from our Click It or Ticket postgame show. Before we do that, we should find a player of the game. I know it was kind of rough with the scores there, but I think our Papa Murphy player of the game should go to Adeline Anderson. I know she had 8 points. It wasn't the leading scorer of the Lander Lady Tigers, but she did have a lot of presence underneath the basket. Had a couple blocks there too, which definitely helped. Darian Bell with 9 points should be our Gatorade player of the game. Darian Bell trying to step into that point guard role they desperately need. There's a lot of positions on this team, but point guard seems to be the favorite considering how short and speedy the Lady Tigers are. Everyone's going to want to be the starting point guard. Darian Bell doing a good job of maybe taking that role.
Well, we've got about 4 minutes before we have the start of the boys game, and we're going to look at some starting lineups now, brought to you by on our Hampton Inn and Suites pregame show, our Sutherland's starting lineups. First of all, for the Powell Panthers, we're going to go with a guy scoring 8.2 points a game, Marshall Lewis. Then a fella playing 14 points a game, Brock Johnson. Trey Stenerson is always a good player for Powell. He averages 7.9 points a game. Jet Schwan for the Panthers averages 4.7 points a game. And Gunnar Erickson is their second leading scorer at 13.8 points a game. So it's Marshall Lewis, Brock Johnson, Trey Stenerson, Jet Schwan, and Gunnar Erickson. For the Lander Valley Tigers, we're going to go with Parker Sixby, who averages 4 points a game. Braden Lincoln, who averages 3.1 points a game. Caleb Bartoni, who averages 7.3 points a game. And then Bennett Washburn, who averages 5.4. And Brennan Stauffenberg, who averages 14.6 points a game for the Tigers. Parker Sixby, Braden Lincoln, Caleb Bartoni, Bennett Washburn, and Brennan Stauffenberg, our starting lineup for the Lander Valley Tigers, brought to you by Sutherland, Fremont County's home improvement center.
And with that, we have 2.5 minutes to go. Let's get into our keys to the game. We're kind of rushing through this. We appreciate Kyson coming up here, though. It's always worth it when we get to talk to him. He's very knowledgeable. Our Lander Journal keys to the game was still set up for our Wind River game yesterday, which was a fun experience. For Lander, they really need to do a good job of keeping these guys off the free throw line. They have a lot of great free throw shooters, over 60% by 4 or 5 of them here. They also have Brock Johnson leading their team with 14.3 points. If he's not going to score the ball, Gunnar Erickson is. And it's going to be difficult to cover both of them, especially without Abe Lopez. But they're going to have to do a good job as both of those players, Gunnar shooting 44% from the field and Brock Johnson shooting 53%. The one thing that Lander can do, I think, better than anyone on this PAL team is shoot threes. They have Bartoni, who is doing really well. He's only shooting 30%, but he makes more than that, I feel like. He doesn't take as many shots. But on top of that, you got Jainito Monroe Black shooting 40% from 3. You got Brennan Stauffenberg shooting 36. You got Bennett Washburn. He doesn't take very many threes either, but he makes them. He's shooting 40%. So there's going to be some opportunities here for some players, especially with Abe Lopez out. They're going to have to step up and take those. And
they certainly are. And every time we come on the floor, we have another challenge, and here's another one for the Tigers tonight.
Definitely. And like we said earlier, PAL beat them second game of the year. And then Lander came in here during the Bighorn Basin Shootout Tournament and beat Powell on their home court to get into the championship game. So they are 1-1, best of 3 today.
Yeah, Lander lost the first game in overtime, 69-61 in Lander, and then won the game here in Powell, 54-48. We're just about ready to go. They're going to do the introduction of the players, and it looks like we're going to have another national anthem here.
That works for us. I had to sit for the last one as we were getting our internet working here. So.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America and those who serve.
And they have a trumpeter who's going to play the national anthem for us.
They do. I'm going to see if I can pick it up with my microphone here. Great job by that trumpeter.
Yeah.
So, Ernie, we've seen this team twice, and their lineup hasn't changed as much. Meanwhile, the first time these two met, they not only had Case and McClung on the team, but they also had Abe Lopez. Tonight, no McClung, no Lopez. There's got to be someone to pick up some slack here for this team.
Well, I'm thinking it could be Bennett Washburn. If he can get inside the low post early and score, that would be a good benefit for the Lander Tigers. And Parker Sixby is about ready for a breakout game as well.
Definitely, and I've been a big fan of Caleb Bartoni all season. It was actually his first game here as a starting varsity player a couple weeks ago, where he really stood out and he really made a name for himself on this team. And I think that he has a good chance of doing that today, as they're probably going to try and double team Brennan Stauffenberg. Sorry, as I'm trying to read some names here.
Okay, the starting lineup now for the homestanding Powell Panthers, and the crowd rises to their feet and begins the rhythmic clapping. And the Powell Panthers starting lineup going to be introduced.
Lots of Powell fans, obviously, here.
Marshall Lewis, as we indicated earlier. Brock Johnson, also a junior, will be starting. A senior. He is a senior. He's a pretty good football player, too.
I was just about to say.
Jet Swan is a junior coming out. And then Gunnar Erickson, also a junior. So they're starting 4 juniors tonight and 1 senior, which bodes well for the future of this Powell Panther team.
Yes,
they're
it does.
coached by Mike Henney, and the Lander coach, of course, is Stuart Mullins.
Henney, the same last name as one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, yes, uh-huh. See,
spelled differently here,
what
obviously.
What team did he
he plays for the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs, that's right. How could I forget? Okay, we've got Stenderson in the center jump circle against Brennan Stauffenberg here for this tie-breaking game. Each team has won one. This is the third game between these two teams this year here in Powell. Really nice crowd on hand here tonight at Panther Gymnasium. And the tip is going to go to the Powell Panthers. Coming away with it is Gunnar Erickson. He walks it into the forecourt. Now he moves over to the right side. Takes a move on to the free throw line to Swan. Near side, Brock Johnson. Johnson on top of the arc. Moves it over far side to Swan. Swan back on the near side to Gunnar Erickson for three.
Ball.
It's an air ball, but the rebound goes to Powell. The shot's not good. Coming away with the rebound is Lincoln for Lander off to Stauffenberg, who brings it down the floor. Off to Bartoni, over to Lincoln. Lincoln whoa, there's Bartoni. Whoa,
nice give and
feed. Nice feed from Stauffenberg to Bartoni, and Lander takes a 2-0 lead. Powell looks to answer now with Marshall Lewis down the floor. Gives it off to Erickson on the far side outside. Ball's on the floor, and we are going to have a held ball, and it'll go to the Lander Tigers.
Yeah, back to that pass. That was not only a great feed, it was a great matchup that they were able to get with the pick and roll. It put Brennan Stauffenberg on the shortest player for Powell, and he was able to just reach with the ball over the head of the Powell player right into Bartoni's hands.
Bartoni just snuck in the middle of the lane untouched. Here's Stauffenberg at the free throw line to Bartoni, near side Lincoln. Lincoln drives the baseline, turns around, shot, no, not good. Whistle and a foul on Lincoln. Braden picks up a personal as he tried to grab that rebound. 6:50 to go, first period, 2-0 Lander on our WyoToday.com scoreboard.
Lander going left to right on your radio dial, wearing all black unis with white numbers. Powell with the all white unis, orange numbers. And I realize now why there's so many Lander fans here. It's because there's a big wrestling duel right after this between Lander and Powell.
Yeah, and that's probably why we have a big crowd, too. There's a shot up off, not good by Brock Johnson. Rebounded by Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg hurries it down the floor, drives the baseline, blocked out there, tries again, bounce pass to Lincoln on top, now to Bartoni, over to Washburn. Washburn looking for someone to throw it to. Bartoni gets the call. Now Stauffenberg has it. Stauffenberg with the ball high above his head over to Parker Sixby. Sixby at the free throw line to Bartoni. Bartoni tries to penetrate, can't get through. Now off to Lincoln. Lincoln in the lane, puts up a one-hander. No good, missed the basket. Rebounded by Brock Johnson for Powell, and we go the other way.
Lincoln does a great job of penetrating the paint, but he can very rarely get those open shots. He misses a lot of layups.
Schwann kicks it out to Lewis. Lewis underneath the basket, wide open, and we're going to have a foul on Washburn, who went over the back of Jet Swan. So Swan will go to the free throw line, and Washburn gets the first personal foul, second team foul against Lander. Swan has not, obviously with a 2-0 score, first opportunity for Powell to break into the scoring column, and Swan, the junior, makes it good.
42% free throw shooter on the year. Trying to etch that up here to 50.
Next shot is up and good, and we have a tie score. So Stauffenberg will bring it down from the pass inbounds from Bartoni. Bartoni hands it off now to Washburn on top of the circle. Over to Lincoln on the right-hand side. Lincoln tries to penetrate, can't do it. Looking for some help, and finally throws it over to Stauffenberg just before the 5-second call. Stauffenberg in the middle of the lane, kicks it out to Sixby, who wanted to do a three, but couldn't. He moves it back out now to Lincoln at the free throw line to Washburn. Washburn stops there, and underneath the basket was Lincoln, but he couldn't get it to him. Washburn gets it now. Here's Stauffenberg from 5 feet. No, not good. Rebound pulled down by Gunnar Erickson of the Panthers, and we go the other way. 5 minutes to go, first period, and we're tied at 2. Underneath the basket, Schwann moves it out to Stenderson. Back over to Schwann, to Brock Johnson. Bounce pass, knocked away, but picked up by Marshall Lewis. Lewis on the left side outside,
nice
tries
pass.
to go under to Jet Swan. To Stenderson, his shot goes straight up in the air. He gets his own rebound out to Johnson. Johnson in the lane, puts up a soft floater. No, not good. He gets his own rebound. Now it goes out to Erickson, Gunnar Erickson. He shoots from 7. It's an air ball, and Lander will have it with 4:24 to go in the first period.
I think he was a little mad he didn't get a foul call there, but he went up at such an awkward angle that there was no way that anyone was touching him. That was just a funky shot.
Stauffenberg will bring it into the forecourt. Stauffenberg and Bartoni both wearing long black pair, I don't know, what do you call those, Sean?
Leg sleeves.
Leg sleeves, yeah. Here's Washburn in the lane, off the glass, not good, too short. Rebounded by Brock Johnson. Johnson brings it down all the way in the corner. There's Gunnar Erickson for three, and he got it.
And you know, Erickson has been seeing this team all year long. He knows where their weaknesses are. They don't defend those corner threes as well as other teams do.
Here's Washburn with the ball at the free throw line, looking for help. Gets it off to Braden Lincoln. Lincoln in the lane, 360 move, shots up, not good. Rebounded by Brock Johnson of the Panthers. Panthers bring it down into the forecourt. He stops, kicks it off the near side to Stennerson. Back over to Johnson. Johnson on the near side, goes over to Erickson. Erickson from 5 feet, a floater. No, not good. Rebounded by Stauffenberg. Outlet pass to Parker Sixby. One-on-one. Sixby in the lane and goes in for two. Could have been fouled that time.
I was going to say
whistle.
Could have been an and one, but the way that he went up too, it just looked like he was begging for a foul. Refs aren't going to take that every time.
Lewis from the free throw line nails a quick jumper, and it's now 7-4. Powell out on top. Stauffenberg brings it down. Across to Washburn, on top to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg in the lane to Bartoni for two. Boy, that one took its time dropping down.
Again, could have been an and one, but they're letting him play here, which I really appreciate after that last game full of penalties, and that's going to be a double dribble on number 4, Brock Johnson.
And we have Lincoln coming out of the game, Washburn coming out of the game. We have Brooklyn John coming in for the Tigers, and Talon Whalen coming in for the Tigers. Lander has it now. Stauffenberg brings it into the forecourt on the right wing. On the left wing now to Sixby. Brooklyn John. Bartoni. Bartoni over to Whalen. Brooklyn John has it far side outside. Knocked out of bounds, but Lander will control. 2:21 to go, first period. Powell 7, Lander 6. Cade Queen coming into the lineup for Powell, replacing Jet Swan.
One of those players to watch, Talon Whelan. I was at a game against Mountain View where he made 3 threes in a row on 3 straight possessions. He can do it. He just doesn't take the shots as often.
Sixby over on the far side to Whalen. Whalen, to Bartoni, but he wasn't ready for it. Then the ball gets away, picked up by the Tigers. In the middle, Brooklyn John off to Bartoni. Bartoni in the lane, 5-footer is off the front of the rim, not good. Brock Johnson on the rebound for Powell. Powell brings it down now, moving right to left here on the floor at the home floor of the Powell Panthers. Gives it off to Gunnar Erickson. Erickson on the far side outside. There's a shot up by Stennerson. It's blocked by Stauffenberg. 2-on-2 underneath the Parker Sixby. Sixby almost went out of bounds, and the ball's knocked out by the Powell Panthers. Boy, that was a quick set of plays.
That was about to say the quickest set of plays you'll ever see, but also no penalty down here on the shot. Led to a really good pass by Caleb Bartoni, just a little bit too long for Parker Sixby, who kind of stopped running for it.
Sixby has it outside the arc, sees a little bit of a lane, has the ball knocked away from him. Turnover, Lander Tigers. Brock Johnson brings it down. Bounce pass in the middle, stolen away by Talon Whelan. Talon all the way down, puts the shot off the glass and called for the foul.
And you know, that was a good charge to take as far as Talon goes, because he was one-on-one. There was nobody else down there. You take that. If it goes in, you have a possible and one, but he got the bad side of the call there and got the charge. And now Sixby's coming out. Bennett Washburn coming in.
1 minute, 12 seconds to go. First period. Powell leads 7-6 on our WildToday.com scoreboard. Gunnar Erickson inbounds the pass to Jace Hyde. Off to Brock Johnson into the forecourt. And the ball's on the floor, but he gets it over to Gunnar Erickson in time. Erickson across the key to the right-hand side. Drives to the corner, puts up a shot. Hits the side of the backboard. No good. Rebounded by Stauffenberg for the Tigers. Brennan Long pass down to Brooklyn John. Brooklyn behind his back dribble. 360 move over to Bartoni. Now to Stauffenberg for three. It's good!
What a way to help end this quarter here. Under 40 seconds to go. Very low scoring affair here. 9-7, Lander.
Yeah, 9-7. The Tigers with the lead and palming the ball against Panthers, and that's their third turnover. So Lander's got 31 seconds to score the last points of the first quarter if it works out that way. Let's see. Here's Stauffenberg walking slowly into the forecourt over to Bartoni, to Washburn on the left side outside. On top it goes to Whalen, to Bartoni. Bartoni outside the arc, kicks it over to Brooklyn John, now to Whalen. On top, Stauffenberg, 12 seconds to go. Stauffenberg moves it in now, drives the baseline, stops. Back over to Whalen, back to Stauffenberg for three. It's no good. Rebound by Washburn. The ball gets away and the period ends. And after one, the Lander Valley Tigers 9, the Powell Panthers 7.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians.
Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road. Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere.
We are the Wyoming and Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stands.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes. You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Okay, back to go. Second period of play. Lander leading 9-7 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. Powell will have the ball for the second 8 minutes. Panthers in their home white with orange letters and numbers.
Nice
and the
steal.
ball is stolen away by Caleb Bartoni. And what do they call him? Stepping him out of bounds? No, they're calling a foul.
Oh, and they called the foul on number 33, Alex Jordan, for Powell.
Yeah.
He must have reached after he had the ball stolen.
So the Tigers will have it. They bring it back in the forecourt now. Here's Talon Whalen. Whalen with the ball just outside the arc. Kicks it over to Brooklyn John. John on the other side of the court to Bartoni on top. Now to Stauffenberg, left side. Stauffenberg underneath to Bartoni. Lays it up and in. Great play. Great assist. And a timeout is called. Lander 11, Powell 7.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the Wyo Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the Wyo Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the Wyo Today app now.
Cade Queen brings it down to Stenderson. Now off to Marshall Lewis on the right side outside. Lewis drives, takes a shot, and it's off the rim. Not good. Rebound by Stenderson for two. And it goes 9-11. Lander with the lead. There's a long three from outside by Brooklyn John. Goes over the top of the backboard. That's a turnover. And it will give it to the Panthers, trailing now by 2. We've played just 52 seconds. 52
Math
seconds.
is hard.
Yeah, that's right. I was told there'd be no math, and I'm the statistician. Okay, here we go down. Cade Queen gives it off to Marshall Lewis. His shot's not good. Rebounded by Hyde underneath the basket. Stepped out of bounds. And they're giving it, well,
Yeah.
I thought he
Well,
said
Washburn-
maybe Washburn took the ball
Washburn
away.
did get the ball. Yeah, it looked like a nice steal in there, and he stepped right out of bounds. Not necessarily his fault. He stole it on the baseline.
There's the inbounds pass. Goes over to Cade Queen. Queen on the right side outside. Bounce pass to Lewis. Near side it comes to Jace Hyde. Now over to Alex Jordan. Jordan has it. Drives the baseline. Stops. Puts up the shot. Draws the foul.
He called that whistle before he even went up for the shot. So if they're going to call that a shooting foul, which they are, that's on Stauffenberg.
Yeah, against Brennan his first.
After a good quarter of a lot of no calls that are letting them play, there's been 2 now that just kind of gets back into the whole whistle, whistle, whistle.
Alex Jordan's first free throw, nothing but nylon, so it's a 1-point game now. If he hits this, we'll be tied.
I think the ESPN is their theme of the night.
Yes.
They're all dressed as broadcasters over there.
Shot's not good. Queen recovers out on top. There's a shot that goes in by Jace Hyde, and it's a 12-11 lead now by the Powell Panthers. Stauffenberg brings it down for the Tigers. In the baseline, he can't drive. Kicks it out to Bartoni. Bartoni outside the arc and off the back of the backboard.
Man, he twisted that guy's ankles. Cade Queen just turned around. He almost fell. Bartoni didn't even really have to move. He just faked the dribble like he was going inside, and if he had made that 3, boy, all the Lander fans here would have gone nuts.
Jordan has the inbounds off to Cade Queen. Back to Jordan. Shots up. Oh, it's a sloppy shot, and it goes in. And it's 14-11, 3-point lead. Lander quickly down the court, and Brooklyn John is called for traveling as he was trying to find someone to throw it to and fell out of bounds.
Yeah, just a tough pass there. It was a long pass. And now Talon Whelan and Brooklyn John coming out, and they're going to bring back in Sixby and Braden Lincoln.
Okay, 5:56 to go, and there's a foul on Lincoln right off the bat, his second of the game.
You see what I mean? Whistles right away. We had a good quarter of no whistles, and now we've had 4 in the first minute and 4 seconds.
Here comes Jet Swan, Brock Johnson, and Gunnar Erickson back into the game for Powell. 5:56 to go, period 2 until halftime. It's a 3-point lead by the Panthers. Here comes Brock Johnson down. Oh, no, he fell down. No traveling called. There's a long shot from outside. Not good. Thankfully, Lander gets the rebound. He almost fell down and
he
took
kept
about
trying
3
to dribble.
steps.
Yeah, he kept trying to dribble.
Here's Parker Sixby on top at the free throw line. Stops, and he does slide. No travel call there.
Ooh, he's limping now.
Yeah, rebound over to Stauffenberg. Tries a shot from 8. It's good. Stauffenberg now with 5 points in the game, and it's a 1-point contest, 14-13.
Sixby's still limping, by the way.
We have Jet Swan over to Brock Johnson. Johnson outside the arc to Schwann. Schwann drives across the corner underneath to Stennerson and out of bounds. It'll go to Lander. Turnover, Powell.
For those of you that were listening a little earlier, the ESPN broadcast booth is right behind the backboard here on the left side of the stadium here, and I think it's just their theme for this game is ESPN night. As Brendan Stauffenberg pulls up a 3, that's good.
Oh, nice shot by Brendan Stauffenberg, and Lander now leads by 2. 16-14. Johnson brings it down for the Panthers, and it's stolen away by Lincoln. Lincoln one-on-one, lays it up and in. Braden Lincoln, his first basket of the game, and Lander by 4.
That's his bread and butter. He's really good defensively, and he makes those layups when there's really nobody there. But that's a great steal there by Lincoln.
Schwann down to Marshall Lewis in the corner right side. Cross-court pass now to Brock Johnson. Johnson tries to drive the baseline, and he's fouled by Bartoni.
This ref is the one that seems to be calling everything. Number 12, Bartoni, gets that call. But I haven't seen the female ref or the other ref over there call anything this quarter. All of them have been on this one right here.
Yeah, 6.
That's out of bounds. Nice.
That's a nice one by Stauffenberg.
Yeah.
5th turnover for Powell. Lander has 6 team fouls so far in the contest, and Powell has 1. Stauffenberg down the court for the Lander Tigers, just outside the arc. Now he moves inside, back to Bartoni for 3. No, not good. Rebound pulled down by Erickson for Powell. Outlet pass goes to Marshall Lewis, and he throws it down, knocked out of bounds by the Tigers' Washburn.
Yeah, that was back to that inbound pass that led to a turnover there. That was great, quick thinking by Stauffenberg to put his hand out, and it blocked it into the Powell player who was already standing out of bounds. It was just a nice move.
Brock Johnson on the far side to Erickson. On top of the key, the ball stolen away, this time by Parker Sixby. Lays it up and in. Parker Sixby.
You were looking down at your score sheet, but Bartoni went for the rebound and jumped over a Powell player.
Wow.
Fully over him.
Wow, we'll see that on the replay when we get home tonight. 3:46 to go. It's 20-14 Lander.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
Lander 20 and Powell 14. Ernie Over and Sean O'Brate with you from Powell, Wyoming. And tomorrow afternoon, Sean, we're going to travel about 26 miles to the east and have a game against the Lovell Bulldogs, boys and girls.
Yeah, Lovell will be a really different challenge than this Powell team will be, I'll tell you that much. And I think that Lovell could actually compete with them as far as their three-point shooting goes. They just don't have as many players that are doing it like that. They have a lot of spread out points per game. It's not just one or two ballers like there is on the Lander team.
Erickson down to Jet Swan, double teamed in the backcourt, gives it off to Johnson at the baseline, can't shoot, almost knocked away. Swan has it, stops, shoots, and it goes out, not good. Rebounded by Monroe Black for the Tigers, who just came into the game. Here's Stauffenberg now, just outside the arc on the right-hand side, underneath the basket to Washburn and one! Bennett Washburn gets the basket in the middle of the paint, and the foul is going to be on Marshall Lewis, his first.
And that is exactly what Washburn needs to keep doing. He is really, really good underneath the basket. Misses a few layups here and there, but he gets those foul calls like that, and his free throw is no good. Bounces off. Lincoln gets the steal off the rebound, and now he's fouled on the shot.
Well, that was a great thinking by Lincoln as he grabbed the rebound, and the foul goes against Trey Stenerson, his first.
Boy, Lincoln plays with a lot of grit and toughness for his size, especially under the basket.
He already has 2 points in the game. Lincoln, wearing number 10, makes it nothing but net. And it goes 23-14, 9-point lead by Lander. Lincoln again at the free throw line. Next shot, this one's a little bit too high.
He almost got his own rebound on that one, too.
Yeah, almost did. But it's picked out of the air by Gunnar Erickson. Down to Brock Johnson. He hands it off to Lewis. Lewis on top to Johnson. There's back to Schwann. Shot's no good. Rebounded by Powell on the baseline. Kicks it out. Brock Johnson has it in the paint. Can't shoot. Now he goes to the baseline, and he's fouled and one.
Boy, there was some questionable dribbling there by Brock Johnson. He was going around to the free throw line. Did a little turnaround move, took 1, 2, 3 steps, and then turned again. But either way, he was in between two Lander players. Those Lander players have to be more careful when he goes up.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Haikido Monroe Black gets the personal foul, his first. And Brock Johnson at the free throw line has 2 points, his first trip to the Sheridan lane. And the shot is good, makes it a 3-point play. 23-17, Lander with the lead. Stauffenberg brings it down. Off to Lincoln, to Monroe Black. Monroe Black does 360, looking for help, and it's stolen away. Stolen away all the way down, lays it up and in is Gunnar Erickson, their second leading scorer, and it's now a 4-point game, 23-19. 2.5 minutes to go here. First half of play. Ball's knocked away. Picked up, another turnover. Second in a row. Down court, Johnson lays it up, and no, not good. Rebound, Stenerson, and he's fouled.
That's going to be Bennett's second, I believe.
It's on Brennan.
Stauffenberg.
Yeah, his second personal foul. Tigers have 8 fouls called so far, and Powell 3. As going to the line is Stenerson. Shot's not good. Trey Stenerson averages about 8 points a game. He's a senior.
He's also their worst free throw shooter at 29%.
Well, he missed the first one. Let's go the second one. He got the second one. So he's 50% tonight. 2:14 to go. 3-point lead by Lander. The Tigers did have it up to 9 at one point. Bartoni over to Washburn. Washburn on top. Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg to Washburn on the left side outside. Washburn makes a move to the right. Over to Stauffenberg now outside the arc. Over to Parker Sixby. He calls some directions. Bounce pass to Washburn. Washburn, tall, lanky lad that he is, looking for help over to Lincoln. Lincoln back over to Stauffenberg for 3. In and out. Not good. Rebound pulled down by Jace Hyde. Off to Johnson for Powell. Johnson all the way down. 15-footer is no good. Rebounded by Bartoni. Bounce pass over to Parker Sixby, and they're going to slow it down a little bit off to Washburn. Washburn outside the arc gives it to Lincoln on top of the key. Lincoln backs up over to Bartoni. Minute 14 to go. Lander leads by 3. Oh. And there's a steal underneath the basket. Whistle and one.
That was a careless foul by Bennett Washburn. When you go up like that, you got to make sure you go up at the high point of the ball. You can't be trying to slap it out of his hands as he's going up for it, especially on a fast break. He's going to get you with the speed every time. You got to try and jump and meet the ball as it's going towards the net.
Stauffenberg comes out. Talon Whalen comes in. And if this free throw is made, we'll have a tie score. They've made up 9 points. And he does. Schwann with the free throw, and it's at 23-23 now. Bringing it down the court is Sixby. Sixby to Bartoni, over to Whalen. Whalen to Sixby. Sixby makes a move on the left side, blocked out to Bartoni. 52 seconds to go to Whalen. Whalen over to Lincoln. Lincoln can't shoot. Around the horn now. Washburn has it, drives in the lane, lost the handle, and called for travel.
And you know, that's not Bennett Washburn's specialty, dribbling inside the paint and trying to drive the lane very much, but he could have, if he had just pivoted his foot a little bit before he took that lost ball up in the air, he had a better opportunity than what he was looking at otherwise.
Brock Johnson on the left side outside, stops, bounce pass in. There's a shot up, off, not good by Gunnar Erickson. Follow shot is not good, and we have a rebound and a foul. Is it on Lander?
I think it is. I think it's going to be on Raiden Lincoln. No, it's on Bennett Washburn.
It's on Bennett Washburn, and that's his third.
And you know, Stauffenberg and Washburn being in foul trouble typically wouldn't be that bad of a thing with Abe Lopez in the game, but he's not here.
Here's Gunnar Erickson, misses the free throw. Score remains tied, and in comes Brooklyn John for Washburn with 28 seconds to go. Boy, you hate to get your third foul
right before
half
halftime.
A minute. Yeah.
Especially the 2 fouls in a row there, just careless fouls.
Erickson's next shot is good, and we have a tie game. Powell is made up on a 9-0 run. Here comes Whalen down the court. Stops, hands it off to Brooklyn John for 3. It's in and out, not good. Rebound pulled down by Schwann. Long pass down court is stolen away by the Tigers. 12 seconds to go. Here's Whalen off to Bartoni to Brooklyn John. 6 seconds to go. John on top of the key. John moves it in toward the side. There's Parker Sixby. In and out. Not good at the buzzer. And so at halftime, it's Lander 23 and Powell 24.
And can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Ernie Over and Sean O'Braid back at Powell, and the Panthers go on a 10-0 run and take the lead 24-23 here at halftime, thanks to some Lander fouls. And Powell in that second quarter hit 2, 4, 5 free throws. They have 7 free throws for the first half. Lander has 1 of 3 free throws for that first half of play, Sean.
And you know, Kyson McClung said it best before the game. He said that these two teams really know each other. They've played each other a lot, not just this year with this being the third game, but over the last couple years. They've had a lot of overtime games together. They know each other's personnel really well. They know each other's coaches. They know what they want to do. And that's leading to a close game, just like we thought it was going to be. A lot less scoring than I think we thought it was going to be. But as far as the free throws and the fouling goes, if Lander can get a little bit tighter on defense and not wave their arms around and cause a few less fouls in the second half, I think they have a chance of kind of running away with this, because they were shooting really well before Powell went on that run.
Yeah, they sure will. And, of course, the foul situation, Bennett Washburn has 3, Brendan Stauffenberg 2, Braden Lincoln has 2 fouls, and only 3 fouls called on the Powell Panthers there in the first half, so no one in foul trouble there.
Yeah, and I think Powell could do a lot more damage under the basket. They're kind of just throwing up some crazy shots and getting fouled on the way. And I think if Lander can kind of just hold back and let them take some of those crazy shots, they're going to be air balls like we've seen already, and they can try and get the rebound rather than send them to the free throw line. Lots of wrestlers here, and Coach Cox coming up here. I think she has to talk to them first, but we will get her in a second. We can give her the players. I don't know if she wants to see them later. We'll give her players of the game after that interview over there. And we appreciate Coach Cox coming and visiting with us. I know it's been a string of losses in a row. It's going to be even more difficult after a game like today. And I think that they have an opportunity, Lander does, to get a win tomorrow, but they desperately need to turn around and do something different.
Well, it was like the game we saw last night in Pavilion. The Wind River girls hadn't won very much, and they really controlled the ball, got the rebounds, and that's what you need to do. You need to block out underneath the basket to be in a position to get those rebounds, and then run plays that gets the player open underneath for the easy layup.
But when you don't have the size, it's easier said than done than to just box out, especially against bigger players like Powell's Sage Kidd and Addie Thorington. I mean, those are much bigger players than anyone Lander has other than maybe Adeline Anderson. And if Anderson's in foul trouble, or if Anderson's not having, the best night of her life, you can't put it on all on her shoulders. It's got to be the rest of the team stepping up and trying to get some stuff done underneath the basket. You really saw it. Like I know I'm beating it like a dead horse here, but they didn't do anything on inbound passes. They just stood there and waited for the pass to come to them. rather than on if you see any inbound pass in the WNBA, NBA, college basketball, and other high school teams, they run around. They're trying to get open, and it just doesn't work if you're just waiting there for an inbound pass. Powell's going to come in every single time and swoop that ball.
Well, it's the same way in football when Kelsey's out running a route. He moves around a lot to give Mahomes time to hit him in the middle of the field.
They just don't have any support. If there's one player that's having a good game, that player suddenly has to have all of the shots and all of the open looks. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And we're going to wait here for Coach Cox. I think this is a great time to head back to some ads. We'll be back with our Central Wyoming College halftime show. 24-23 Powell, 4 minutes to go until the third quarter.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help. In Lander and Riverton.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Ernie Over and Sean O'Brate back at Powell. Lander trailing by 24-23. In the girls' game, however, the Powell Lady Panthers won that game 56-34. And with it is Melinda Cox, the head coach of the Lander Valley girls team. You were down a couple of players tonight. Tough game.
It was a tough game. I think, early we did pretty well in the first half. We came out in the third quarter and cut the lead to 9. And I thought, all right, here we go. We're going to go on a roll. And then pretty soon we just turned the ball over too much, committed some fouls that we didn't need. We had one of our, Kiara Friday got in foul trouble. And when we're already down some players, we really need Kiara Friday in the game. And, and then we got another injury, got a concussion to Aislinn Donahue. And so all of these things just keep kind of compiling. But I was disappointed with our effort at the end of that game, and I felt like we needed to compete just a little bit better.
Yeah, Kendall McFadden fouled out of the game as well, so you had 5 fouls there and 4 on Lily Hamilton and 4 on Kiara Friday. It kind of took away your power.
Did, yeah. I mean, there's no response to that. You get, you need to have all of your players at all in, and we didn't have that tonight. So Kendall played great. She had to step into a starting role. She played incredible defense on number 20, who, was a big scorer for them. And she does a lot of good things. I didn't realize she had 4. We thought she only had 3. And then she ends up fouling out. But it was late in the game, so I think, factor-wise, she just played as well as she possibly could have. Talk to us about Adeline Anderson. She had a pretty good game tonight. Yeah, Adeline's struggling a little bit. Just to kind of get the flow of a varsity game. She's a young kid, has a really strong desire to be perfect, and we just know that's not attainable. And so she, she's a good kid. She works hard, and she's doing some really good things for us. Darian Bell was your high scorer. She popped all of those from beyond the arc. Yeah, I really wish that Darian would realize how good she is. I think if we could get her to have a little more confidence, we would see a big change in kind of our chemistry. But she's getting there. I'm glad that she shot when she was open and kind of controlling some things. So that was nice. Layla Norris was out. She had a season-ending injury last week against Lyman, and that hurts the team. She's a great defender. She's a senior. That's tough. I feel bad for her and where she's gone. So, yeah. And we had Zoe Mulholland out with a foot injury, and Megan Winfield had a death in the family and couldn't play tonight. You scored fairly consistently until the fourth quarter. Yeah. 9 points, 10 points, 10 points, and then in the fourth quarter, only 5 points, and you were outscored by 23 in that second half. Yeah, I mean, that all comes from turning the basketball over. I think we had, maybe I just said this, but we had 35-plus turnovers.
Yep.
You know, you just cannot, when you have limited possessions anyway, you cannot turn the ball over that much and expect to have good things happen.
Melinda Cox, thanks for coming by and chatting with us, and we'll talk to you tomorrow in Lovell.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Ernie. Thank you
betcha.
guys.
See you, Coach. Okay, Lander Valley head basketball coach for the ladies is Melinda Cox, and the Lander Valley Tigers will start the second half. Thanks for watching and listening to our Central Wyoming College halftime show. Central Wyoming College, go to cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College, make your way out here. Here's Parker Sixby on the right side, over to Stauffenberg for three. It's short, not good. Rebounded by Lincoln, back to Bartoni. Bartoni in the middle of the lane, lost the handle on the ball. 6th turnover, and then the Panthers returned the favor as Washburn got the handle on the ball off to Stauffenberg. Sixby in the corner, Lincoln for three, got it. Lincoln for three.
That'll work. That's what they need them to do. They need them to step up somewhere. And without Abe Lopez, Lincoln can do it, Sixby can do it, Washburn can do it, Bartoni can do it, and now everyone needs to try.
Lander leads by 2, 26-24. Powell's Brock Johnson on the far side, gives it on top to Schwen. Schwen, bounce pass over to Gunnar Erickson, their second highest scorer. Shots off the corner of the net, not good. Rebounded by Brennan Stauffenberg, who brings it down court on the right wing. Now over in the far side, Washburn to Sixby outside the arc. Back over to Washburn. Washburn has the ball, looking. Sixby, Lincoln in the corner. Lincoln is fouled. And no, I guess they say the ball was just knocked off of his hands, out of bounds, off Powell. So Lander has it. 6.5 minutes to go in the third. Lander by 2. Here's Sixby into Stauffenberg outside the arc on the left wing. Stauffenberg, ball high above his head, over to Sixby. Sixby on the right side, outside, on top to Stauffenberg now. Underneath the basket, and it is knocked away. Turnover, Lander. Powell comes down quickly. The ball's punched out by Sixby. Nice effort by Sixby to punch the ball out of bounds. And coming in to take the inbounds pass is Gunnar Erickson, their second top scorer. He brings it in to Marshall Lewis, who travels with the ball. So that is the 8th turnover. Lander has 7, and Lander will have the ball. 6:09 to go. Lander leading 26-24 here in the third period of play. Brennan Stauffenberg brings the ball down to Bennett Washburn, to Parker Sixby on top of the arc. Over on the near side, Lincoln. Lincoln across the court, backs into the pass and whistle, and Bartoni is called for traveling. So both teams with 8 turnovers now. The Tigers leading by 2, 26-24. 5:52 to go, down court. Bartoni hits the floor. There's a shot from the corner that's no good. Rebounded, and a foul over the back on Stauffenberg draws the foul, I believe.
Lincoln needs to be careful. He's talking to the ref like he's a ref. He's saying that was a foul on me first.
Yeah,
and I'm on the floor, and another foul leads to me almost getting stepped on. You need to call a foul. Lincoln doesn't mind kind of running his mouth to a ref there. I don't think that he's going to get a T yet.
Sixby has it in the forecourt for the Tigers on the right side, outside to Bartoni. Now over to Lincoln, near side Stauffenberg outside the arc at the free throw line. His shot is not good, but he's fouled. He'll get 2 shots. They slapped him on the hand just as he released the ball. Personal foul is going to go against Marshall Lewis. That's his second. And Stauffenberg at the free throw line for his first free throw attempt.
And you know, when we were here last month, as he puts up his first shot and bounces out and in and out, Stauffenberg even mentioned that his free throw game has kind of been bringing down the team. And since then, he's done a really good job. Over the season, he's 58%, and now he's at 50% as he makes the second one to make it 27-24. 5:25 to go on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. Nice steal there by Stauffenberg.
Yeah, that's a nice steal by Stauffenberg. Underneath, Sixby for 2.
Nice pass there by Bartoni. Totally unselfish play He could have taken that if he wanted to. And now a steal by Washburn. Oh.
Whistle, and they're calling a held ball,
which would mean possession arrow Powell.
Yeah, Powell will get it on the alternating possession. Nice job by Washburn. He almost got into a helicopter mode there. I'm glad he slowed down.
Yeah, he got picked up by the one arm there. He did a good job not breaking his arm trying to get up.
29-24, the Tigers by 5. Brock Johnson brings it down into the forecourt. It goes to Schwen. Schwen loses the ball out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Powell.
Lander doing a great job right on the baseline playing defense, and they've poked out a lot of loose balls, and they've done a really good job of making them earn these points underneath the basket where these inbound passes typically are a little bit easier.
5 minutes to go in the third period of play. There's the inbounds pass to Johnson. Johnson bounce pass to the outside, and Schwan now on top to Jordan. Back over to Johnson for 3, and he nailed it. Whoa, what a shot.
NBA 3 right there.
That was an NBA 3, and it's a 2-point game. Lander 29, Powell 27. Make a note, cover Brock Johnson when he's outside the yard.
Even if you don't think he's going to take that shot.
Lincoln passes over to Bartoni. Bartoni moves inside at the free throw line, and we have a foul called on Powell inside.
And that's on Johnson. If you can't guard him, help him foul out.
That's right. Second foul on Johnson. Not a shooting foul, so Lincoln will take it out of Parker Sixby will take him. We had 3 guys going out.
Yeah, they were going in and out.
Here's the inbounds pass to Stauffenberg. High pass only he could get. Stauffenberg in the lane, loses the handle on it. 9th turnover by Lander. Underneath, 2-on-1. Brock Johnson misses the basket, and he gets his own rebound and is fouled on the rebound attempt.
Got tied up there by Lincoln. Lincoln doing a good job on the first attempt of making sure that he didn't get the foul, but once Johnson got the ball back, it was an easy foul.
3 fouls on Lincoln puts Brock Johnson at the free throw line. Johnson's 1 for 1, and he is still 1 for 2. He missed it. So Johnson will go back to the free throw line. He's a junior for the Powell Panthers. Talon Whalen coming in, replacing Braden Lincoln. Second shot coming up here by Brock Johnson. In the air, this one's way short. Stauffenberg gets the rebound. Lander leading by 2, and they have the ball. Tigers moving right to left here on the floor in Powell. Washburn on top of the key. Stauffenberg faked the 3, bounce pass underneath. I hate those bounce passes through the middle of the lane.
When they work, they look gorgeous, but when they don't work, they look like that, and they lead to a lot of bodies on the floor. Bartoni with the penalty.
Yeah, they call a foul on Bartoni. Stu Mullins wanted traveling, but didn't get the call. 4:03 to go. We're halfway through the third. A 2-point lead by Lander here in Powell. These two teams play each other extremely close. We've had 2 overtimes in the last 4 games played against these two teams. There's a shot up off, not good. Stennerson with the putback, and we're tied again.
Stennerson did a great job of boxing out. I don't think Talon Whelan even knew he was there.
Parker Sixby on top. Stauffenberg wanted to shoot the 3, does a long 2 instead. Talon Whalen had the ball taken away from him by Alex Jordan, who's going to go all the way and out of bounds, and Lander will have the ball. Turnover, Powell.
Too fast for your own good there, and it doesn't always benefit you, especially when you're trying to dribble a ball. And Brennan got a little smack talk from him on the way out. Brennan was trying to say something, but he kept walking away. These two teams, they don't like each other. It's pretty obvious after they've played each other so tight. Like you said, 2 overtimes in the last 4 games. They do not like each other.
Okay, here is Stauffenberg on the right side, outside to Bartoni. Bartoni to Whalen. Whistle. And a timeout by Stu Mullins. It's Lander 29, Powell 29. Back after this.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Ernie over, Sean O'Brate back with you in Powell. Lander and Powell are tied at 29, and we're in the third period here in Powell. And Lander will have the ball underneath around the far sideline. 3:19 to go here. Stauffenberg to take it out. Calling some instructions. There's the long inbounds pass to Talon Whalen. Talon brings it down, back over to Bartoni. Bartoni fakes the give. Over to Stauffenberg outside the arc. 360 move and one! Nice move by Brennan Stauffenberg. Drew the foul on a nice 360 move. And picking up the personal foul was Brock Johnson, his third. And now Stauffenberg back to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. 3:07 to go, third period, it's good. So the Tigers take the lead now, 32-29, three-point lead. Johnson down to Stenderson. Stenderson, almost an over and back. Back over to Johnson. Johnson on the right side outside, dribbles it down, looks for someone to help him out, to Stenderson on top. Stenderson moves, ball's knocked away. Nice steal by Parker Sixby. Parker over underneath to Talon Whalen to Bartoni. Shot's not good. Bartoni rebounds and scores! And one for Caleb Bartoni. Boy, Lander got away with one there.
Yeah, definitely got away with a travel, but they're going to be okay with that.
Yeah, they're not going to complain too much. 8th point of the game by Bartoni. Personal foul whistled against Cade Queen, his first. Bartoni at the free throw line, hasn't shot a free throw yet today. This is his first attempt. And it's nothing but net. Caleb Bartoni now with 9 points in the game. It's 35-29. Lander Valley with the lead. Stenderson still in the backcourt. Off to Marshall Lewis on the near side. Underneath, the ball stolen away by Stauffenberg, and he is fouled. Nice steal by Stauffenberg, and the Tigers will have it out on the far side, and Stenderson picks up foul number 2.
I got a score update from Jackson. The Lander Tigers and Lady Tigers' biggest rival, the Lady Wolverines and Wolverines. Lady Wolverines up 28-9 on Jackson at halftime. Remember, Lady Wolverines beat Lady Tigers, and a bad pass on the inside to Whalen. Whalen tried to run it down, and the Powell player got the ball and knocked it off of Whalen's leg, so it's Powell's ball underneath the Lander basket. Taking it out is Schwann. Schwann underneath, turns around, shot's good by Marshall Lewis, his 4th point of the game, and it's a 4-point game, 35-31. 2:18 to go. Here's Stauffenberg outside the arc. He almost broke his ankles there.
He almost did, off to Talon Whalen. Whalen at the free throw line, backs back out, off to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg at the free throw line, moves to his left side, whistle, and we have a jump ball.
He was reaching in, and Brennan had the ball, and he's arguing that is not a jump ball. Now, granted, it is still Lander ball, but that's just kind of a ridiculous call. He barely had his hand on the ball for more than a split second. Can't be a held ball if there's only one player holding it.
That's right. Okay, here's Washburn into Whalen. 2 minutes to go. Lander by 4. Whalen on the right side outside, reverses direction underneath. Bartoni has it. Back to Sixby. Sixby in the lane. Oh, he threw it right away. He was trying to hit Bartoni underneath. There's a shot. Good. Chase Hyde with his 4th point of the game, and it's a 2-point game, 35-33. There's a long one by Stauffenberg. No, not good. Rebounded by Jordan for Powell. Outlet pass comes to the Panthers' Lewis. Lewis back to Jordan for 3. It's no good. Rebounded by the Panthers, Schwann underneath the basket. Lewis for 2. No. Rebound on the floor.
Over
Whistle,
the back,
and we have an over or back on the Panthers.
Yeah,
Minute 18 to go, Sean.
Yeah, that was a difficult sling of plays there for Lander. They had a couple calls not go their way, but, man, they've had a couple good open looks. And if you were here, if you're watching on Wild Today's YouTube page, there was 2 different instances where a Lander Tiger basically broke the ankles of a Powell player, and instead of taking the open shot before they could get up, they just passed it or held on to the ball, and those are 2 open shots there.
Stauffenberg at the line after the foul by Jace Hyde. Brennan's shot is not good. Rebounded by Alex Jordan. 35-33. Lander by 2. Lander seems to get a nice lead, and then it gives it away.
And they did this in the first game, too.
Yeah, we got a foul against Talon Whalen that time. And for Talon, that is, see, where is he at? Second foul here.
Yeah, they did this in the first game. They were up for a little bit, and we were having good feelings. And then next thing you know, they just kind of gave up the lead and didn't even need to go to overtime.
Here's Marshall Lewis in the corner. There's a shot for 3. Up, not good. High for the rebound is Martoni, and he is, oh my goodness. They call a held ball, and over the back was Alex Jordan. Holy cow.
That's 2 held balls in a row that are very questionable, and they're called by the same ref here. That one was a little bit more understandable because they really both came down with that rebound. But this is a difficult time, and you got to get past Powell right now, and Lander's not having any help.
Jet Swan into Lewis. His shot's good. And we're tied at 35 with under a minute to go. Tigers had that lead disappear on them again. Here's Whalen off to Lincoln. Lincoln right side outside moves across the key. Over across it goes to Brooklyn John at the baseline. Shots up. No, not good. Rebounded by Stenderson, and we have a foul and not a held ball.
How is that not a held ball? But the other 2 were. And they're going to call it on Brooklyn John. And you can hear the loud amount of boos from the Lander side.
Stu Mullins is beside himself out there.
Yeah, he's not the coach. I want to get mad.
2 fouls that were called held ball. Now in the third held ball called a foul. And we have a whistle, and who's it going to be? Oh, they're going to give it to Powell on the far side. That's probably the right call.
There's a lot of frustration in Bennett Washburn's throw right there when he was trying to go out of bounds and throw it off of Powell. You could just see it.
Inbounds pass goes to Marshall Lewis. Lewis at the free throw line in the lane. 7-footer is no good. Rebound by Bartoni. 20 seconds to go. Third period. We're tied.
They want to take this last shot. I do not want to give Powell the last shot if I'm Lander right now.
Here's Brooklyn John on top of the key. 10 seconds to go. John moves it down underneath the basket. Off to Whalen for 3. Oh, it's an air ball. A rebound will stay with Lander with 1 second to go. Well, I tell you what, John had the right angle, just not enough power on there, not enough oomph.
Yeah, and you know, there's been a couple threes there by Lander that have been lucky to even hit the iron. That one didn't. Easy steal.
And the inbounds pass goes nowhere, and after 3 periods of play, it's Lander 35 and Powell 35.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-2941 today. That's 332-2941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
Ernie over, Sean O'Brien and Powell. We've got a heck of a game going on here. It's tied 35-35.
I don't want to jinx us, but I can smell another overtime game between these two if they keep playing like this.
Sixby to take it out at center court. Into Stauffenberg. 8 minutes to go in this game. Lander outscored Powell 12-11 in that third period to end up with a tie game. Stauffenberg on top, Washburn. Washburn drives the lane, travels.
That was a rough one. He had an open look. He just didn't put the ball up. He tried to take another step.
7:45 to go in the game. Taking it out of bounds is Hyde for Powell. Into Marshall to Brock Johnson. Johnson all the way down in the corner, left-hand side. Off to Marshall. Now to Gunnar Erickson. Near side, Jordan
nice block.
has it blocked by Bartoni on a shot by Jordan.
And Bartoni actually doing a pretty good job. He averages 3 blocks a game. I mean, that is, oh no, that's 3 blocks. Yeah, that's 3 blocks a game. You don't think it when you see him, but he does a good job of getting where he needs to be.
Johnson into Lewis. Around the horn it goes. There's a long three. That's not good. Rebound. Good. That was Jordan that got it.
Jordan had the height advantage there, even on Brendan Stauffenberg.
7:18 to go. 37-35. Powell with the lead. Stauffenberg has it. There's a long jumper for 2. Stauffenberg got it. Now has a total of 8, 10, 12, 14 points.
Timeout Lander. We're tied at 37. Just 7:09 left to go in this game. We'll be back on 93.1 KFCW, and we're streaming on WYO Today's YouTube page.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Stu Mullins with his team down on the sideline with the timeout. And we've got a tie game again at 37. Powell will have the basketball when play comes in. We're just 7 minutes to go here in the contest. 7 minutes and 9 seconds. Gunnar Erickson to take it out. Lander putting on full court pressure. Inbounds to Johnson. Back over on the near side to Erickson to Johnson. Bounce pass. Oh, over and back. Turnover by the Powell Panthers. Nice defense by Bartoni, and Sixby made that happen.
Yeah, definitely. You could feel the double team creeping in, and so when he got that ball, he just couldn't control it. Dribbled it one too many times backwards.
Stauffenberg outside the arc, drives, puts up a shot, is fouled and one! Stauffenberg got it. Look at that big smile.
Yeah, he's excited, especially after not getting those calls in the first half, and he just got one and one, and now he's back at the free throw line, where again he's really been up and down all season. He'll have a great game and then a bad game, and he's at 58% heading into this game on the season.
He's 50% here tonight, 2 for 4. Brock Johnson got his 4th foul and leaves the game. And there's a good free throw by Stauffenberg. Lander leads now 40-37. Whistle, and stepping out of bounds down court is Gunnar Erickson. And Lander will have the ball on the turnover.
Boy, the Powell fans, they were just chanting here about a minute ago, and now they have become completely quiet.
6:46 to go in the game. Here's Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg on the right-hand wing, hands it off to Lincoln. Lincoln on top of the arc, moves the baseline, stops, turns around, shoots. No, that's good. Whistle, and a foul's going to be called. Underneath the basket on Lincoln, I think.
Lincoln is very lucky he didn't get called to travel on that. He took about 5 steps.
It's on Washburn. That's going to be 4 on Bennett Washburn.
I didn't even see him under the basket there. That was clearly on Lincoln, I thought.
Well, that's what we thought. Down court, here's Marshall. Marshall in the corner. Alex Jordan for 3. No. Rebound by Schwann for 2.
That was an air ball. I don't think Lander was expecting it to be that far off.
40-39. Lander with a 1-point lead.
Oh.
Whistle. And we have a foul.
It looks like Caleb Bartoni. Yeah, Caleb Bartoni came bum rushing in. ended up falling, but I think he led with his elbow. And Brennan having some words with the coach here, or with the ref here.
Official. That's the guy who we've had words with all night long from the Lander bench. Okay, here we go. Jet Swan with the ball. Gives it off to Marshall Lewis. Lewis at the free throw line. There's a long three-pointer that's an air ball, and it's picked up by Bartoni. Long pass down court to Lincoln, all alone for two.
Great way to recover that pass. That was definitely too far and too hot for Lincoln, but he ended up controlling it anyway.
Underneath the basket, there's a shot by Swen, not good. Washburn with the rebound. Hands it off to Stauffenberg, who'll bring it back down the court. 5:40 to go. Lander by 3. Here's Stauffenberg. Over to Bartoni. Can't shoot. To Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg right on top of the circle. Fires it over to Lincoln. Underneath the Bartoni. The ball's knocked away. Turnover. Lander. Down court. It's Stenerson. Off to Jordan. His shot's up. Not good. And we have a foul on Stauffenberg.
He can't believe it. And it's the same ref. Oh, no, this is a different ref. But that's going to be, I believe, his fourth.
That is his third, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's his third.
And Coach Stu Mullins is not happy. He's talking to the ref saying, man, you got to figure out what angle you're looking at this from.
Jordan at the line to shoot 2.
Stu Mullins still talking to the ref, pointing out where it wasn't a foul.
Shot's good.
Tied again.
And it's 42-42. Tie game, 5:15 to go in the contest. Here's Stauffenberg for 3. No, it's an air ball. Whistle, and it's going to go to Powell.
Yeah, Bennett tried to get the rebound and throw it off of Powell, but he had already been stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, he missed. 5:09 to go. Tie game. Coming in is now Jace Hyde. Coming out is Marshall Lewis.
And I can't tell you when the last time Powell had the lead, but they could get it right here with 5 minutes to go.
Jet Swan to take it out. Inbounds pass, it goes to Hyde. On near side to Gunnar Erickson. Back over to Schwann. Into the forecourt. Schwann almost lost the ball. In the corner, Jordan can't shoot. On top to Schwann. Schwann in the middle of the lane. Oh, he traveled. There's a shot up for 3. No good. Rebound by Bartoni. Off to Stauffenberg. Tie game at 42. 4:40 to go. Off to Bartoni. Bartoni to Sixby on the right side outside. On top, Stauffenberg. His last 3 was an air ball to Bartoni. To Stauffenberg. In the middle of the lane from 7 feet. It's good.
Boy, he went right over the head of Jordan. I mean, he had hands in his face, hands on his arms.
Lander is now leading by 2, putting on some full court pressure. Down court, Alex Jordan has the ball stripped away. Turnover by the Powell Panthers. Stauffenberg ends up on the floor, and Coach Stewart is saying, control it down. Control it, boys. Let's settle down. Here's Bartoni. Over to Lincoln. Lincoln outside the arc to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg pops one from 15. That's off the lens. Not good. Rebounded by Powell's Jordan. Jordan brings it down, guarded closely by Lincoln. Bounce pass goes down to Stenerson. 3:45 to go. Lander leads by 2. It's Gunnar Erickson with the ball on the right wing. Erickson has
nice
the ball
steal.
knocked away. Stenerson shot, not good. Rebound Washburn for Lander, and he is fouled underneath the basket.
Glad to see Washburn finally impose some will underneath the basket, because the last 2 times he's been out-rebounded by pure muscle. Wasn't boxing out. He actually had his hands on the ball on both rebounds, and he was just out-muscled and got the ball taken out. That time he said, nuh-uh.
1 and bonus for the young Lander player, Bennett Washburn, who has 4 fouls and only 2 points in the game. He's 0 for 1 from the free throw line.
He is the lowest free throw percentage on this Lander team of anyone that shot over 5 free throws, and he misses that one.
And going high for the rebound is Alex Jordan, and Powell comes the other way. 2-point lead by the Tigers. Underneath, Erickson has it. Gives it to Jordan. Wow. Whistle, and another foul against the Tigers.
Bartoni just stuck his chest out.
Yeah, he did.
That's all he did.
4th personal foul. 3:21 to go. Lander leads by 2, 44-42. At the line, Alex Jordan, who has 5, 7, 8 points in the game, 2 from free throws. He's 2 for 4 from free throws.
60% on the season, too. He could tie the game with these two right here.
Bartoni comes out. Whalen comes in for the Tigers. Shot is in the air. In and out. Not good. Fight for the rebound. Goes to the Lander Tigers. We almost had a tie up there. I'm surprised they didn't call it a held ball.
Yes.
Here comes Stauffenberg. Timeout called by Stu Mullins. 3:12 to go. Lander 44, Powell 42.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Coming out of the timeout from Coach Stu Mullins of Lander, the Tigers lead 44-42. Lander's got the ball, 3:12 to go in the game. Here's Washburn into Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg in the backcourt, walks it into the forecourt on the right-hand wing. On top now to Washburn, near side Whelan. Whalen over to Stauffenberg. He faked the three, drives in, puts a shot up, and it's good.
Boy, that's been his prime spot right there. Just that little 12-foot jumper, and he's leaning into the players whenever he's putting up the shot. He's doing a great job of that tonight.
46-42 down court. It's Jordan. His shot's up, not good. Rebound underneath. Oh, there was almost a travel, but a shot goes up by Queen and in for his first 2 points of the game. And again, it's 46-44. Lander by 2. 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Stauffenberg with the ball for the Tigers to Talon Whalen. Whalen on top of the arc. Stauffenberg for three. It's off. Not good. Rebound over the back, and that's it for Washburn. He's fouled out of the game.
And he knew it when he got up there, too. He almost wish he didn't go up for it, but you have to in that sense. And that's going to be...
That's Washburn's 5th personal foul, and he fouls out of the game. Lander fans give him a nice applause, and Stu Mullins now will look and see who to send in, and he sends in Bartoni's back in.
Yes, he sent him. Bartoni doesn't have the height, but man, he has the hops. He can get those rebounds.
At the free throw line, Gunnar Erickson shot's not good, knocked out of bounds by Powell, and it'll go to Lander. 2:15 to go. Lander leads 46-44. Bartoni to Stauffenberg, and the Tigers move down right to left on the floor here at Panther Gymnasium. Here we go. Stauffenberg off to Bartoni. Far side outside, Whalen. Whalen does a 360 move, looking for help, and gives it on the near side. Timeout called by Stu Mullins, as I don't think Whalen was going to get rid of the ball.
No, he was not. And, you know, this actually might be a good time to take this timeout and talk about how good this Lander defense has been playing. With 2 minutes left to go, 2 points. Bennett Washburn, we both thought that he was going to be one of the bigger players in this game, especially without Abe Lopez. He just fouled out with 2 points, and yet they're still up. And you're pointing at the points per game here. It's 60 for Powell, and they are definitely going to hold them below 60 points.
Yeah, 14 points to the good here for Lander. Lander averages a total of 56 points a game. They're 12 behind their average. So this has been a defensive game all the way.
It really has, and it's been really well done underneath the basket for the most part. But, you know, Lander, if they can force them to make threes, they have done a really good job of keeping them at bay and making them shoot some tougher threes than they'd like to shoot. Right now, that defense is going to have to do it again. If they get off to a fast break, it almost isn't worth it to foul them right now, especially if you're one of the 3 or 4 players with 3 or 4 fouls.
Lander has the ball. Here's Stauffenberg with it on top of the key over to Whalen, right side, outside. Whalen looking for someone. Oh, almost had it taken away.
Almost taken away again.
Stauffenberg
now
on the far side, and it's thrown away by Stauffenberg. Down court, Jordan lays it up, misses it. Bartoni with the rebound, and he has pulled to the ground. And a foul is going to go against the Panthers.
And Bartoni did a great job of switching up his body movement on the fast break defense, and he made it so that the Lander player had to go around him instead of up over him. He would have taken that charge gladly, but the way that he positioned his body, the Powell player just had to go around him, and it made that layup so much harder.
197 seconds to go.
Good math there.
In this game. Bartoni at the free throw line is 1 for 1. He has 9 points. Can go into double figures with this free throw. Got it. Nothing but net. And Lander now up by 3, 47-44.
Yeah, 64% free throw shooter on the year. He averages 7.5 points a game. He's already over that.
Got them both.
That's what they need from the free throw line.
48-44, a minute and a half to go. Still in the backcourt. There's a play into Jordan in the forecourt. Off to Brock Johnson with 4 fouls. Johnson on top of the key, moves it in the corner. A shot by Lewis for 3 is good. Big timeout by Mike Henney, and it's a 1-point game, 47-48. Lander leads with a minute 20 to go.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Minute 20 to go, a 1-point lead by the Lander Valley Tigers over the Powell Panthers here at Panther Gym in Powell. And we had a timeout by Mike Henney of Powell after that 3-point shot by Lewis. And the Powell Panthers trail by 1. Lander Tigers are up in the game 48-47, Sean. This is kind of what we thought might happen.
This is exactly what we thought might happen. I said it about at halftime. I said we're smelling overtime again. It'd be their 3rd overtime in 4 games.
Here comes Stauffenberg underneath to Lincoln for 2.
That was a great setup.
Great pass.
That was exactly what they wanted to execute coming out of that play or out of that timeout, and they did it to perfection.
50-47. Lander by 3. 1 minute to go in the game. Powell with the ball. There's Brock Johnson in the corner. Can't shoot. To Jordan. His 3 is good. Oh my God. It's tied at 50.
Sixby's hand was directly in his face, and he still made that.
50-50. 46 seconds to go. Coach Mullins shouting instructions out for the Tigers. The Tigers looking like they might go here for the last shot, which I would recommend. Here comes Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg on top of the arc, looking for someone to help him. Now he moves over, looking for Whalen. No, he moves. Comes back on the near side. 24 seconds to go. In the lane, whistle and a timeout by Stu Mullins, fortunately, because Stauffenberg missed.
He missed that shot. That could have been a foul, though. He was going up. And we'll take this 30-second timeout with them. It's 50-50, 21 seconds to go in the 4th quarter.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Ernie over Sean O'Brates, and the tension is high here at Powell High School. Have a big crowd on hand tonight. Of course, there's the Lander-Powell dual wrestling right after this game. That's why we started a little bit early. 21 seconds to go, Sean. What should the Tigers do?
Well, the Tigers need to find a way to do exactly what they did on that last inbound pass out of a timeout. Find the open guy and make the baseline player sprint around until he gets open. They did a great job on the last time here. Maybe Powell will be looking for that. Maybe they'll try and trick him out about it. But right now, Talon Whelan going to throw the inbound pass into basically a triple team around Brennan Stauffenberg and Sixby.
Okay, Whalen has it. There's the inbounds pass in the backcourt to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg on the right wing, just dribbling the ball, makes a move. In the corner to Whalen. Whalen almost lost it. Back to Stauffenberg. 10 seconds to go. We're tied. Here's Stauffenberg in the lane. Shots up and fouled. He'll go to the free throw line with 5 seconds to go. Oh boy, here we go.
These are going to be one of the biggest free throws of Brendan Stauffenberg's season right here.
And it's a double bonus free throw too. Foul was on Trey Stenerson. They're
going to call a timeout on Powell.
Yeah.
They want to get a rebound play set up in case they make one and then they have to rebound the second one.
Let's hold it here.
Yeah.
5 seconds to go in the game. 5.5 seconds. Lander 50, Powell 50. 10 fouls on Powell, 9 on Lander, so that means the double bonus. And Stauffenberg in the game today is 3 of 3 of 5 in the contest.
Yeah, Lander very clearly, this is where they'd love to have Abe Lopez, and this is something that they're going to have to do. If they miss these free throws, they're going to have to jump on defense quickly. They might want to play with 2 or 3 players on the backcourt, trying to make sure that Powell doesn't get the quick pass all the way down court, because if they get into the paint at all with less than 2 seconds left, it's going to be an easy give and go.
So we're tied at 50, and Stu Mullins chatting with his team down below. Mike Henney chatting with his Powell players. Big crowd here tonight in Powell. Yeah, very nice crowd. And we've got a young man there who is that? I can't see his name.
He's talking to Sixby there.
Oh, yeah, he's talking to Parker Sixby. So Lander
Face
will,
red.
if the free throw is missed, Lander will want to get the free throw without fouling. Stauffenberg will be at the free throw line for the Tigers.
It's a smart move here if Stauffenberg were to make this first one, and then, they're going to put all 4 players on the backcourt.
23 points for Stauffenberg. Shot's good! Lander by 1. Kind of funny, the Powell student body was doing the finger thing, like putting a hex on.
That's what Lander does too.
That's what Lander does too. There's the next shot. It's good! He got them both! Lander leads by 2, 52-50. 5 seconds to go. Here's Brock Johnson. Down court to Stenerson. To Johnson for 3. It's good!
Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That was one of the longest threes you'll see in a high school game, and he sunk it. And that is bye-bye, Lander. Wow, there's no words, and I don't think you could hear me anyway over this court as the whole Powell student section just bum rushes the court. Sixby and Stauffenberg notably angry on the sideline here.
Well, I tell you what, that was
one of the better threes.
One of the better threes I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I'm
Brock
talking
Johnson. That was his second 3 of the game, and it happened at the buzzer.
I'm talking college. I'm talking NBA. I mean, they had that set up perfectly. They were double teaming him far, far, far outside the key, and they still got it.
And the fans rushed the field, the court, the floor, that end of the arena. Yeah.
And
what a heartbreaking loss for the Lander Valley Tigers. They had the lead by 2 with 5 seconds to go, and Johnson hits the 3 at the buzzer to win it for Powell. Powell Panthers 53, the Lander Tigers 52, and they're getting ready to set up the wrestling mats now for the duel between Lander and Powell. Holy cow. Let's take a break, Sean, and come back and we'll look at the stats.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians.
Wear light clothing.
Walk on a pathway instead of the road. Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone. Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming and Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stands.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or any time, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's take and bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
Ernie over and Shauna Braid, and the crowd is still buzzing, Sean. 3 at the buzzer, lifts Powell over Lander 52-53.
And the Lander fans here just simply left without air in their lungs. I mean, it's so, you think you have that win, and there's always the possibility that a game-winning 3 gets made, but you never really think it's going to happen against your team. And that is a little ignorant to say, but you never really think that shot from 25 feet out is going to go in, and not just go in, but swish, nothing but net. And he did it with 2 hands in his face, over his head, and he still made that shot. Nothing but props to Brock Johnson, who made that 3. I mean, he deserves all of the applause right now, and I imagine we're probably not going to get to talk to our players of the game after a loss like that, and that's okay because we'll talk to him in Level tomorrow. It's not like we're going a week without him. We're going to hope to see Coach Mullins come up here shortly. But until then, while they're setting up the mats, why don't you tell us the stats?
For the Powell Panthers, the leading scorer was Alex Jordan. He ended the game with 11 points. He only had 8 points coming into the he had 3 points coming into the fourth quarter and scored 8 points and helped lead the Panthers to the victory. He was the only Panther in double figures with 11 points. The Miracle Man, Brock Johnson, ended up with 2 trays, a field goal, 1 of 3 from the free throw line, 9 points. Marshall Lewis had 1-3, 3 field goals, total of 9 points. 6 points for Gunnar Erickson on 1-3 field goal and 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Trey Stenderson had 5 points, 4 points for Jayside, 3 points for Jet Swan, 2 points for Cade Queen. And for the Lander Valley Tigers, 3 players in double figures. Brennan Stauffenberg did have 2 3-pointers. He ended up with 23, and he hit, 5 of his last 6 free throws. Want to go here? All right, let's go here. Yeah.
Here, we'll give you this right underneath there. Coach Stu Mullins with us. Coach, the only word we keep coming up with is heartbreaking. Brennan hit those 2 free throws. What was your plan on defense, knowing that if he hit those 2 free throws that they needed a 3 to win the game and a 2 to tie it?
Well, we knew 4 was going to get it, and you just tip your cap, right? I mean, I'll have to review the rule book and see how many steps you get before you get to take a shot, but that's all I'll say about that. But heck of a fight. I mean, down 2 starters against number 3 team in the state, we'll take it. We won that game.
Yeah, and you know, we were going to say, without Kyson McClung, without Abe Lopez, and Bennett Washburn fouling out, you had a couple different players step up. You knew Bartoni was going to need it. Brennan Stauffenberg ended up doing it. What's going to be kind of the move moving forward tomorrow? Are you still going to be without Abe? I know you're going to be without Kyson, obviously.
Abe will be back.
Okay.
You know, we'll go from there. You know, another good team. We got to play on the road, and yeah, I'm just so proud of the kids. I mean, they competed so hard. Probably competed as hard as they have all season long, and that was what was awesome. You know, we kind of had a tough week at practice, and you know, through all that adversity, I mean, we played probably one of our best games with some guys that haven't played a ton of minutes. So, like I told those guys, we won that game. You know, so.
And you know, this is the third time you've seen Powell this season. Going 1-2 is obviously not what you wanted to do, but all three of those games came down to the last shot, basically. Powell took it tonight. You still have a chance of seeing them in regionals. What is the combativeness between this team? It feels like a rivalry every time they step on the court.
It's getting that way for sure, and I mean, you just kind of knew it was going to come down to this, and you know, for us to be where we're at and to still be in that game. I'm just tickled. You know, unfortunate our kids, you know, couldn't pull that one off, but they were all smiles in the locker room. I mean, of course they're upset that they didn't win, but that's just one of those fluky things that we got a guy hand in their face, and you know, what is that, 35 feet?
Yeah, more than that.
After about 3 steps, so.
Yeah, and he really had 2 hands in his face. We kind of looked at it. He had 2 different hands in his face. You just got to give him props. There's nothing you can say. On to tomorrow's game. How does Level play differently than Powell? How are you going to adjust and play them
Very
tomorrow?
Similar. They're very aggressive on defense, and you know, they might not have the size or the strength that Powell has, but I mean, they played them tough. They played Warland to a 4-point game into the 4th quarter, so they beat Cody. You know, so they're if you walk in there thinking that you're gonna just take them out, that's not the case. I mean, they're a different team than they've been the past few years. So,
Ernie, do you have a final question for Coach?
It was a little noisy in here, Coach. I couldn't hear all of your interview, but you've got the Level Bulldogs tomorrow, and you saw Level at the Douglas tournament, so you have a little bit of knowledge on what Level's going to bring.
Yep, they've got a really nice junior that plays really well. They've got a good shooter. I was just telling him they beat Cody. They were down 4 to Warland going into the 4th quarter. They played Powell really well last week. You know, Powell ended up winning, I think, that by 14, 15 points, but it was close. I think it was tied going to the 4th quarter. So this is one of those games where you got to get off the mat literally and go play.
Yeah. Well, playing Level is tough all the time, especially at their gymnasium.
Yes. Usually we play them on like a Tuesday afternoon, so I'm kind of glad it's on a Saturday and we don't have to be on the bus all day to go play them.
Okay, so. Coach, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Very good.
Do a little working around here. And we have Parker Sixby sitting right next to us. Parker, you feel like talking to us? Let's give Parker here. Here, I got you here. Parker, our Gatorade player of the game here. That's a tough loss. You guys did as much as you could there. Last second, what's going through your mind when he even pulls up the shot?
I don't know. I didn't think he was going to make it, obviously. I thought we had it secured with Brennan's free throws, but I don't know. I guess it is what it is, and in my book, I think we won, but it was a very good shot. That's all I can say.
That's a tough matchup, obviously, and you guys have played them close the last 4 times y'all have played. 2 of them have gone to overtime. This one almost went to overtime. Does this feel like a rivalry in your own mind?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every time we're here, I love this gym. I love playing in this gym, and it's just a great team to play against. I love all their players, and I really love playing them. So I think it is a rivalry.
Now, you only had 6 points on the game, but you played some outstanding defense. You were able to get a lot of nice hands in their face, and you were playing with some fast hands, getting some steals. What is it going to take next time you see this team to beat this team? Obviously, points aside, you guys played one of the best defensive games we've seen all season.
Yeah, I think as long as we play the same, and we really kind of stop their threes with our defense, and that's all you need to do to beat this team. So I'd say just play the same, and I think this will be the same outcome every time if he misses that shot.
Last question for you, level tomorrow. What's going to be? Is it going to be a similar game plan for you personally, or are you guys going to play it differently a little bit against a kind of a tougher level team? Not tougher, but a different level team.
Yeah, different. I'd say we'd probably bring the same game plan. I mean, our main game plan is just bringing energy, and as long as we can bring energy, we are really, really good. So just bring energy and bring the defense to it, and bring defense to them, and that's what wins these games.
Well, I appreciate you coming up here and stopping by. Go ahead and grab whatever Gatorade you want, courtesy of Admiral Beverage. Thank you again, Parker Sixby. We'll be right back with the rest of our post-game show, Click It or Ticket post-game show, and we will head off here right after this.
To make your home feel like new, they will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming. Wyoglass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wyoglass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wyoglass is Lander.
Ernie over and Sean O'Brait with you from Powell High School, where the Tigers just suffered a heartbreaking loss. A 3-point shot at the buzzer wins it for Powell, 53-52. We were giving you the Tiger stats when Coach Mullins showed up. Brennan Stauffenberg led the way tonight, 23 points. Caleb Bartoni had 11. Braden Lincoln ended with 10. Parker Sixby with 6. And Bennett Washburn had 2 points for the Tigers. And they played tonight without Abe Lopez.
And, you know, if Abe's here, who knows what the score could have been. Abe brings a different type of intensity, especially driving to the paint. But, man, they missed him tonight. We didn't get a real reason as to why he wasn't playing. He wasn't injured. Coach Mullins kind of said they had a tough week at practice. I wonder if anything may have happened. I'm not gonna say that anything did or even assume, but it was a different game without Abe, and I think Abe being in there could have definitely brought a different presence. I mean, Bennett Washburn only had 2 points before fouling out. Who knows what could have happened if Abe Lopez was in there after he fouled out. It could have been a different game.
Well, there's more action coming here tonight from Powell. The Lander Valley boys and girls wrestling team are here to take on the Powell Panthers, and that's why we kind of had a little bit of an early start for the basketball so they could get the wrestling mats out. Very attractive.
I'll move this for you. Sorry.
Really attractive wrestling mat out here. A big panther in the middle with the out of bounds in orange stripe and Powell Panthers across each end. Very nice looking mats.
I was going down there to talk to Kyson earlier, and I didn't realize I was wearing my Oklahoma State sweatshirt, so everyone here thinks I'm a Powell fan. And while we are here calling Lander, we are Lander fans, and I'll do better tomorrow. I won't wear Lovell's colors tomorrow.
That's right. Well, you know, it's interesting. Here a couple of years ago in Wyoming High School Wrestling, they've gone with one light that shines
for the duel,
right in the middle of the lamp, and that's a pretty cool. Makes for a lot of interesting photos.
I was just about to say, we have gotten some great photos from some duels all across the county, all across the state. We're going to get some great ones tonight from here. Powell's photographer, Seth Ramza, shout out. He has helped us out a lot this season, considering how often Lander and Powell meet, whether it was football, basketball, wrestling. Big shout out to Seth. He helps us out a lot. And looks like we have a senior night kind of a tribute over here on the right side of the wall. We'll have to look at that on our way out, Ernie.
Yeah, we certainly will. That looks very, very interesting because this is senior night for the Powell Panthers, and each of the Powell players, wrestlers, has a table there, and with a lot of photographs, kind of like little displays with all the photographs. And this will be a fun, festive night. And we've lost, about a third of the crowd, I think?
Yes,
we had a very good crowd tonight here in Powell.
A good amount of it was also these wrestlers waiting to be on the mat, so maybe a good amount of them are filled up the stands. But either way, Lander basketball fans going out to their hotels or their Airbnbs, whatever they're staying in, their campers, and they're going to make the trip with us in the morning to Lovell. We've got a tough matchup for the girls and boys. It's no easy out for either of them, and it's going to be difficult to get those wins after such a heartbreaking loss for the boys, and after the girls once again just played really sloppy. They're going to have to clean that up tomorrow.
Yeah, they've got to do that.
Especially without Layla Norris still, without Megan Winfield still, and I mean, they're missing players left and right, so they're going to have to find a way to win tomorrow. Otherwise, I believe they're going to be on a 5-game losing streak, maybe more, maybe it's 6.
I want to give our thanks to Katie back at the radio station for her help today in getting us on the air. Thanks very much, Katie. I guess we'll have you again tomorrow when we're over at Lovell. Games tomorrow are going to be early at 12:30 and 2. So 12:30 and 2 for tomorrow's basketball games on KFCW 93.1 and streaming live on WYO Today YouTube. This is Ernie Over on behalf of Sean O'Brate and all of our sports club sponsors, bidding you a pleasant good evening from the Click It and Ticket postgame show here in Powell. Please buckle up. Every ride, every time. We'll see you on the radio tomorrow afternoon.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.